regarding the pay stuff.
There's no doubt that like, if you think that there's any hot seats up there, you're crazy.
Did you see the Schefter stuff today, Sylvie?
No, I've not.
Schefter said that the Bears are still in Wilson. They're monitoring the situation.
Okay. I'm monitoring it as well.
That gives me some hope.
And what hope? There's no hope.
The story yesterday was that when Andy Dalton met the media, he basically told everyone the draw to come to Chicago was they guaranteed him basically the starting job.
They did that to Mike Glennon, though, too.
That's true. That's true. But, I mean, that leads you to believe even more so that their plan is to try to put all their stuff together and move up and draft a guy.
Guess what, guys?
We are online now, boys.
We live.
And welcome once again to another Twitch spectacular party. We are calling this Dance Cast 2021. Look at Waddle's flow. Look at your.
Who's got the best
Black's hair? Not a hair out of place. Abdallah, your hair, your fro is good. I like it. I noticed that the other day.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's been it's not high school level, but it's getting there.
It's good work. It's good look for you.
So Dance Cast.
Sylvie, you're the first one to start drinking today, right? The guys can't because they look like they're at the station.
No, this is a diet and fun.
Let me do a hoodie here. And did it get on the computer? Oh no.
It's usually me. I'm usually the one that's leading the way with the adult beverages, but like even I'm trying to show a little bit of restraint today. It's only 2 o'clock.
Why?
Hey guys, how's your brackets?
I'm waiting for lunch. I'll tell you how my bracket is. My bracket is absolutely perfect right now, but whoever the coach from Florida is tried to screw it up from the beginning. Like, I'm no basketball maven, but you leave a guy on the floor at the end of the game who can't make free throws. You can't get the ball in bounds. I mean, come on, guys. Did you watch it? Were you watching the game?
Yes.
Was that not poor coaching? No?
I wasn't watching it with the clipboard out. I got to admit that.
How do you watch it?
Well, I mean, I got to admit that only a Waddle and Sylvie type event starts out in the first minute where we're talking about the tournament and somebody says, I'm no basketball maven. I love it.
Well, listen, you're not coming to me for bracket help, are you? I saw maybe 13 or 14 games all year. I'm learning this as we go along. It is a glorious bracket, though. I'm 3-0.
Did you find a place to put your bracket? Submit it?
I did not submit it to anybody. You guys didn't want to play.
It's not that we didn't want to play.
In there. Is that because you guys are together? Is that why probably. I got an echo?
Yeah, someone's going to have to. One of us is going to have to move. We'll have to rock, paper, scissors for us to move all their stuff.
Let's do it. Let's do rock, paper, scissors. I want to see.
Why? Because
best of 3. Ready? Best of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Wait. Hold on.
You
going on shoot?
You throw on shoot. You throw on shoot. Ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. Gotcha. Ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Can't see or
1, 2, 3, shoot. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
This was a huge bust.
You threw rock and you threw scissors. You tried to cheat. Get out of here. Chris is leaving the studio.
So Black's going to move so we don't have the echo.
I would have put my money on edibles in his pocket.
We're on the Twitch chat. All the regulars are already there. We got Spacebar in there, Fitter 78's in there, Nunu's in there. All the people are in there. They want to say, "Are we together?" Yeah, Chris and I, we came in. So just rock, scissors. Sylvie, that's not your usual background. I know that.
No, I'm
and
out of
Waddle.
town. So I just put it on the Twitch app. I got confused.
And Waddle is in his office where he probably has one of those, he's got like the Nick Saban button where he presses it and the door closes behind you, like behind him when you go into the office. No.
I'm kept company by my Joey Votto bobblehead doll today, though.
Take that.
Bye, Chris.
You take that.
Yes, take that.
Speaking of that,
Trubisky's going to be starting somewhere. Take that.
Cap is coming on later. He didn't want to run around during the first couple minutes of this, so he'll be on he's our halftime show.
Hey, forget the basketball right away, Sylvie. What'd you make? Because you missed the show yesterday. You were so distraught about the Andy Dalton signing. What'd you make of what happened up at Hallis Hall?
It's something, isn't it? I mean, the texts were flying fast and furious. I've been a little out of pocket, but obviously the fuller news, like, again, how do you commit $10 million to Andy Dalton minimum? How do you commit whatever million it is to Jimmy Graham? Like, the necessity that is a number 2 tight end who is so sticky, as you say, Waddle. How do you commit? You know, you obviously, as Meller pointed out in the text chain, you're paying Robert Quinn all this money. You're stuck there. Like, you're paying Nick Foles money. You gave up capital there. But we can't find the room for Kyle Fuller. And, like, we've all debated, what is Kyle Fuller? How great is he? Can he be replaced? I just don't know where the priority level is on guys that we're keeping and guys, and when I say we, them, guys we're keeping and guys we're getting rid of. And, like, the guys that we have this money committed to, Waddle, it's a bunch of guys who aren't going to make a big impact in this season, or at least give you a much difference on if they weren't on the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, you and I and Carmen and the good kid have discussed the Kyle Fuller thing quite a bit. Look, I think we all agree he's a good player. We may think a little more of him than Carmen Yurko do, but I think we all 4 agreed that he was probably a guy, based on what he was making, that was going to be vulnerable to being let go because of the salary cap situation. Is he a good player? Yes. Is he a guy that you can keep on your team for $20 million with things the way they are? Probably not. And unfortunately, it's probably likely that Akeem Hicks they're trying to shop him, and if they can't find a taker, my guess would be that they'd move on from him as well. So, look, some of this is very predictable. It's disappointing. Again, I don't understand the necessity for giving Andy Dalton $10 million. We talked about that till we were all blue in the face. You've got Nick Foles on the roster. I've seen now, like, I'm intrigued by the reports that have come out that Kenny Golladay is in their sights. Like, I would love to see them pair Golladay with A-Rob and with Mooney. Like, that to me is a nice trio. I just don't know financially if that's something they can do. Are they trying to, like, if they can sign Golladay to an extension that's below $18 million a year, or what the franchise tag is that Allen's on, maybe they decide to go that way and then maybe deal Allen. I would hope that if they sign Golladay, who I know is in New York meeting with the Giants, I would like to see those guys paired on the field on Sundays. So I don't know what the hell they're doing. I do know this. I said it to you a bunch months ago. I said it to you weeks ago. I said it to you the other day. I'm just one that believes that there's more job security up at Hallis Hall than others believe. And by the way, did you see Michelle Steele's tweet today? I sent it to you guys in a text.
Yeah.
Like, Ryan Pace is his biography, or his page up there a while ago included that his contract runs out in 2021. The new bio from him, or for him, does not have any reference to when his contract runs out.
Yeah, and, you know, some of the internet sleuths pointed that out not too long ago, that they moved that. And I got to give you credit. You're on it. I don't understand. And someone tweeted us this. If they do have all this job security, what will it take then to get rid of them? What do they need to see? What does George need to see? And why? I mean, is it just because they like them? They're nice boys.
Yes.
They're nice boys that you want to rent a home next to. Why do they have this job security?
Well, that's what I asked the guys yesterday. Like, I mean, well, we asked something different, but yeah, I think to address that point first, yeah, I think that what you've seen up at Hallis Hall from them talking is they value getting along and good relationships and so-called good collaboration more than they obviously value sustained success, because we haven't seen it. And look, I'll agree with George. I think they're both great guys, but how many times are you going to give Ryan Pace an opportunity to make a decision on a quarterback when each decision that he's made has one that hasn't led to any type of solid play? So It's crazy. I did ask the fellas yesterday, like, what are you most pissed off about? What are you most upset? Is it that they weren't able to trade for Wilson, which was a long shot? I mean, they could still stay, whatever. It was a long shot. Are you more pissed that they gave $10 million to Andy Dalton, the guy that is the same as Nick Foles? Are you mad at that the guy who's making all the decisions is still employed? I think, you got to decide what you're most angry at. Oh, my God, look who just showed up.
What's up? We have a Final Four. A Final Four? How would you say it? A Final Four in the chat?
Participant. I feel like participant's the right word.
You did more than participate, though.
You know what's funny is we did lose that game, but I was the high scorer for Wisconsin, believe it or not, in the game that we lost to Kentucky in the Final Four. So
that was that it? Refresh my memory. Didn't that go down to the wire, and did it go to overtime?
No. So we were against Kentucky in the Final Four, and it sucks because UConn was an 8 seed who ended up winning the whole thing. So thinking that, if we get by Kentucky, we were up 2 with like 7 seconds left, and Aaron Harrison, Kentucky was 0 of 4 from 3, and he hit a 3 from the left wing, like fingertip this close away from the ball, hand in the face. And he did it 2 games prior. He did it against Michigan, he did it against Louisville, and he did it against us, and we didn't learn. Yeah. And it was at Jerry World, which was nuts, 80,000 people. And it was all like the life got sucked out of me. But I can't sit here and be sad because now I just live through the rest of these guys. I mean, I don't know if did you guys watch Illinois?
No, they won big against Drexel, 78-49. I did not see.
Does anyone watch those first? I mean, come on, you're watching those games unless you get the alert or you look up at the top of the screen and see that they're close. You just kind of leave those off and you're like, oh yeah, they're up 20. I don't need to go to that channel.
I was financially invested, so that's probably why I was a little bit more into that one. I mean, I had Florida.
What was the line, Ben?
What was that?
What was the line?
I was under 144. The thought process being, I don't even know what conference Drexel plays in, but I guarantee they've never seen anybody like Kofi Coburn waiting in the paint, and he dunked all over them and blocked a bunch of shots. So they couldn't score. They got under 50 points, and we hit the under. So all is well.
Ben, let me ask you a question. My dumb ass came out on this thing today. I was upset with the Florida coach. Now Florida ended up winning. Am I right? Am I right with my like they couldn't inbounds the ball, and then they had a kid who couldn't make free throws on the floor in crunch time.
And he had missed free throws earlier in the game too.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, not only that, when you're down 3, I'm not even saying you're supposed to foul. It looked like they were just, casually out there playing defense, overextend and make somebody go to the paint and have to shoot a 2. But instead they rhythm 3. Like it was just another day, like Sylvie shooting a half-court shot for charity.
Yeah, no doubt. So I was right to be pissed off at the Florida coach.
I was irate. And I was not invested in that one. It just was, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Tyler Aki is also in the chat. So thanks for everyone for joining us. It's another special party. And we're unfiltered, right? We're uncensored and we're unfiltered.
Fuck yeah, we are.
Yeah.
There you go. Someone's got to drop the first one. I want to give a shout out. Can I give a shout out to First Midwest Bank? First Midwest Bank, no matter what, has always been in our corner. They're one of the great partners for the Dance Cast. You can see Abdallah. He is in the First Midwest Bank studio. Black was. And, through all the years. What was that?
You guys kicked me out of that.
There was an echo whenever one of you two were talking. There usually is an echo because you guys are echoing each other. But
yeah, it's Cap.
Can I leave?
Oh, take that nation has arrived.
Can I leave? Cap's here now. I want to go.
You're not allowed to go, Ben. We're
not done with you yet.
No,
I was just joking. I don't have enough takes to keep up with Catman over there.
Ben Bruss, by far the best shooter the Midwest has seen in decades.
What about Shire?
You can have Shire. I'll take Ben Brust.
Shire wasn't a shooter. Shire was a scorer.
Yeah.
But I would take a scorer over a shooter if I had the choice. But
Do you
thanks, Cap. I appreciate you believing in me. Shire scored, 20 points in like a minute and 2 seconds?
21 points in 75 seconds.
It was incredible. It was nuts. Where was that? It was like a Christmas tournament at
Proviso West.
Proviso West tournament.
Yep.
And are you riding with whiskey against UNC?
No, it's funny. I joined our local 9 to noon show on Madison and Milwaukee, and because their vibes were really good, I tried to keep the vibes good there. But Wisconsin's they suck this year. Their best win is Loyola Chicago, and no offense to Sister Jean and crew, but they played Ohio State, Michigan, Illinois, Iowa, and Purdue, and they didn't beat any of them. And guess what the common theme is there? They all had a dominant big guy. North Carolina has 4 big guys, 6'9" and 7 foot, and it's a bad matchup. And sooner or later, you don't just flip the switch. If you go a whole season, you don't just be like, oh, it's NCAA tournament time, we're going to be great. It just doesn't work like that.
You won't pick them, but did you bet against them?
No, I won't do either, because I do want to be able to root today as a fan. My show gets done at 6. I already have a plan to get some beers ready and go to one of my former teammates' house and just watch the game and root that way. But do I think they're going to win? Absolutely not.
Cap, what is this? So I've been out of town the last 24 hours. What is this that I read yesterday when I did put the kids to bed about the Take That Nation? Is this a new thing? Is this something? There's York. York goes on the line. What is Take That Nation?
Hoodie wanted to take that and expand it to all of our listeners being part of Take That Nation. I said, Hoodie, you're the king, man. You want to do that? Let's do it. So we did. So that's what we call it.
So it's a big asking all of the listeners to join Take That Nation.
It is a big ask, but we're going to try. Absolutely. By the way, can you tell me Roy Williams' record in first-round games as a head coach?
He's never lost. He's like
29-0.
Yeah.
Wow.
Doesn't bode well for you, Ben.
No, I know. I told Waddle. I told you if I had to place a wager, it would be on North Carolina. You're sending out 11 NFL picks every Sunday.
What?
Yerk, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You're sending out 11 NFL picks every Sunday. Did you bet the whole board today?
No, I didn't bet the whole board at all. I had I'm in Calcutta, so I put some hedge bets out there. So I'm heavily invested in the Fighting Illini going through the full tournament. So we put a small hedge on Drexler plus the points, which ended up a failure, but which is fine. And I've got Iowa in this big little auction that we do. So we just got some minor bets going back and forth. I've got a lot of money invested in this thing. So, I like the NFL. Very comfortable with the NFL. Not as comfortable with the NCAA tournament.
We don't like our NFL franchise right now, though, do we, Johnny?
Well, listen, when I told you guys that Kyle Fuller was going to be a cap casualty, you guys all looked at me and told me he was Deion Sanders.
That's not true.
The greatest quarterback in the history of the NFL.
That's not true. What we said was maybe we thought he was a little better player than you, but we all agreed he was going to be a cap casualty.
Isn't that a good thing, though?
I said Akeem Hicks might be an issue, too.
Yeah, you did.
Only because they've got the most money you could save. And if you look, Akeem Hicks played crappy last year. He was all right. He wasn't exceptional. Kyle Fuller was not exceptional. I know the one interception really wowed the afternoon show, but it did not wow the good kid. All right? So they are who they are. You got to clean up the mess. Sometimes when you clean up the mess, you throw some things in the garbage too. So I don't trust Ryan Pace at all. So is my question, do I trust this guy to get it right? Absolutely not. But some of the moves that need to be made are simple, easy, basic moves that have to be made because it's the only way you could save money.
Do you guys think that Ryan Pace will go down in history now the way it's trending as the worst decision maker Chicago has ever seen?
Worse than Gar Foreman?
Yeah, I mean, Gar had good drafts. There were some good Gar drafts.
I got Jimmy Butler, right?
Yeah. Taj
Gibson.
Yeah,
Isn't
I
that
mean,
almost unfair? Because I mean, if he didn't miss on the quarterback position that year, where double doink happens, it's one decision away from being a great general manager who put together a team that went far, but he messed up on one decision, and obviously everything after that.
yeah, well, more than that, Ben, don't forget he missed on Kevin White, his first pick,
And
7th
Leonard Floyd.
overall. He missed on Leonard Floyd. Guys weren't getting their 5th year even picked up. Floyd's 5th year wasn't picked up. Trubisky's 5th year wasn't picked
How
up.
about Floyd getting $64 million?
That's
from
what I
the
was gonna
Rams?
say. That could be part of the Bears' problem. They didn't develop them the way they needed to. I mean, obviously, not having Aaron Donald on your team helps when you're just able to feed off the double teams that he gets.
Well, we knew, I mean, for a fact that the previous regime was very high on Leonard Floyd. Foxy liked him, Vic liked him. So there were some people out there that did like him. And, Yurko could give you the most context of all. But, yeah, you're right, Ben. Playing on a line with Aaron Donald certainly going to enhance your footprint.
All right, I'll give you the breakdown. Dante Fowler the year before had 11.5 sacks.
Yeah.
He left for big money, and he went to Atlanta. He had 3.5 sacks last year. So obviously playing with Aaron Donald offers a lot of benefits. I would know playing with Reggie White certainly did offer a lot of benefits down there. Good for Leonard Floyd. I'm happy the kid got paid. Every player should try a way to get paid in the NFL. He did, and he's smart enough to say, why the hell would I leave number 99? I'm going to stick around here if I can, and then hopefully I'll be able to replicate what I did last year. But as far as his pure pass rush skill, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. All he can do is run around somebody, and that's all he has.
Speed rush.
Can I be optimistic in a negative way?
Please do.
With Andy Dalton being the quarterback, with moving on from Kyle Fuller and maybe Akeem, whatever. Like this Bears team, if they can get out of this mediocrity, middle draft pick, they need to get back. Just be bad. You don't have to get expectations up for this year. Just be bad and start over. Get rid of Nagy, Pace. This could be a good time to just suck and know you're going to suck going into the season with no expectations.
Ben,
I don't know if they could be bad enough.
These guys have longer contracts than we know.
Oh, Cap, we were talking about it before you came on. I think that there is significantly more job security up at Hallisall than anyone wants to acknowledge.
Don't disagree.
And think about this as well. If they do trade picks and move up and draft a quarterback in the first round, guess what they just did?
Hit the reset button.
They reset the clock at least 3 years.
Yep.
It's crazy. Do you guys realize too, and I mean, there's a whole lot of imagination to this though, but when they were wowing everyone with those 3 fucking wins against a bad Texans defense and a bad Vikings defense and a bad Jags defense, and they won those 3 games. It's the difference between them being 8-8 and 5-11 and picking 8th, 9th, or 10th, which means you could either peddle that pick and try to acquire someone like Russell Wilson, or you could actually use that pick to draft one of the top 4 or 5 quarterbacks. And for that stretch, not only that, but we talked about it when it was happening, it was the surest path to all of them maintaining their job employment.
Oh, Yurko, you've hit this before. We've been on the same page about Lovey's teams. I always felt on a recent show you talked about it. They would be 7-7 and win 2 games in a row. They would be 5-6, and then
it's the year they were 7-1. Cutler got hurt. They went and they got bad, and then they found a way. The games they needed to win to put themselves in a playoff situation. They couldn't. They were 8-6, and then out of the playoffs, 8-6 out of the playoffs, and they found a way to win 2 games to go 10-6 and say, but we're still 10-6.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but you went 3-7 in your last 10 when you had to win some games and you didn't do it.
Can I ask you guys this? Will this be then the final year that I will be scolded for being a bad fan for wanting my team.
No, you're just a
lose.
lousy fan.
Well, that may be true for different reasons, but at least not for rooting them to lose. Because we've talked about this in previous years. Like, if they would have lost to San Francisco, they never would have had to trade up to 2 and give up more stuff to get Mitch Trubisky. This year, in a year you needed draft capital to go out and get a quarterback, whether it be one of these 5 quarterbacks available, you're going to now have to just give up a ton. That these 8-8 seasons are, quote, playoff berths just because you're in the moment and you're rooting for it in the second, or you're looking at the bigger picture for the Bears, it doesn't make you a bad fan, because now what you have to do to get to draft Mac Jones, you're gonna have to draft you're gonna have to give up 1 million picks just to get up there.
And you're already over the cap, having to get rid of Kyle Fuller. It sucks. It just sucks the position they've been in. It's frustrating. It's the same situation. In the mix, not good enough to win a Super Bowl, and then when they're not making the playoffs, they don't suck enough to get good draft picks. It's back and forth, back and forth. Root for them to lose this year, Sylvie. Root for them to lose.
Well, Cap, what's over your camera right now? Is that your
phone?
It's his paw.
That was my paw. Sorry. I was looking up the 1997 Bears. No disrespect, Tom. Were you on that team, Tommy?
No, my last year was 94.
The 97 Bears. 97 Bears started out 0-7.
Yep.
97 Bears won 2 meaningless games over Buffalo and the Rams. Do you know they finished 1 game behind being able to pick Peyton Manning?
Yep.
That's our
Cap, I was on the field. I forget if you were doing the post-game show when we all worked together at GN. Waddle, I think you were on the post-game show when they pulled out their first win that year in Miami. They beat Miami, Jimmy Johnson.
In overtime.
What was that?
It was in overtime.
Overtime. And remember, that game was supposed to be on a Sunday, but it was the second Monday night game because the World Series went 7 games. The Marlins won the World Series in Florida on that field the day before, and then the Bears won. There's Lola. And then the Bears won that game. I think you and Waddle were doing the post-game show, and I was acting like the Bears had just won the Super Bowl.
Do you remember the score?
It was a weird 29-26 or
36-33.
Yeah, it was a weird score. I remember that.
All right. Yeah. The other big news yesterday was Mitch signing with the Bills. You missed that, Sylvie.
Broke the bank.
Everyone who thought that Mitch was going to – everyone's screaming, hey, Mitch is going to go to New England and win Super Bowls with Bill Belichick. Look, I wish the kid well. He'll be in the league for better than a decade. But him signing with the Bills for $2.5 million 1 year tells you everything you need to know about what the market was for him.
So you're going to Wally Pip Josh Allen?
Pip Josh Allen. It's a nightmare scenario if he has to play in Buffalo. Are you kidding me? That one table will get broken with him as quarterback. It'll be the saddest fan base in the history of fan bases. He's going there to try to rebuild his confidence. He's praying to God. He never has to play in a game up there.
You know, he got $2.5 million for 1 year, and everyone talks about him hitting the reset button. You're 26 years old. Your career in the NFL doesn't last long enough really for you to have that luxury to hit a reset button if you truly want to play. Am I right, Johnny?
Yeah. Listen, Mike Tomczak had a nice career. You know, Mike Tomczak played a lot of years in the league. Probably got one hell of a pension coming to him. If Trubisky could be Mike Tomczak, I think he'd be a happy man at the end of the day.
I agree with you.
Just be a backup the rest of his life. No pressure, no nothing.
Would you rather have Mitch Trubisky on the Bears for $2.5 million or Andy Dalton for $10 million?
He'd never be here for $2.5 million, first of all. And Dalton's cap number is only $5.3 million, so that's what I'd want to talk about. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how illegal they did it, but his cap number is 5.3. His cap number is not 10 million.
Johnny, you know what they did is they put 2 voidable years on the end of it.
On the back end, yeah.
On the back end. So basically what they're going to be doing is writing off Andy Dalton money in 2022 and 23 so that they can get the break in 21 because of their cap situation.
So in my mind's eye, they didn't give him 10 million. They only gave him 5.3. Not only that, Mitch Trubisky wouldn't stay here for $2.5 million. You're always willing to work for less elsewhere than you are at your own place.
He didn't want to stay here for $8 million. They wanted him out. He wanted no part of that.
And I don't blame him for wanting out. I would have wanted out as
he had no support here because they knew he sucked.
Hey, back to basketball though. And Merck, welcome. There's Randy Merkin.
Yeah, Merk.
Hey, Merk.
Mr. Extraordinaire.
Ben's
dragged in. Randy Merkin.
picking against Bucky today, Merk.
Who is?
Ben's picking against Bucky.
What are you doing, Ben?
Yeah, I love
Be
you.
honest,
I'm here to support
Merk.
you, but I'm also not here to lie to you, Merk.
Really? Don't you think
Yes, really.
Don't you think once they get outside the Big Ten, face another team outside, they've been kind of that they might have a chance?
You know what? You just you sound like do you think they have a chance? I hope when they get out, no, they don't. North Carolina's got 4 guys that are 6'10" and taller that play, and Wisconsin sucked against a bunch of guys that were great big men in the Big Ten. So, am I going to be rooting for them? Yes. Are my hopes up? No.
How do you play against Kofi Cockburn?
I was waiting for a Cockburn reference.
Yeah, his nickname's VD.
Your good friend Kofi Yurko had 9 dunks in one game against the Wisconsin Badgers. 9.
There you go. Length hurts them. Length hurts them.
Even you, I'm sure, and you probably played high school hoops, Yerk. You would have put somebody on their ass if they were dunking all over you.
Right.
That was they used to call me the pale Wes Unseld. Down on the block. 6'1" center. I had a myriad of moves.
These fucking teams, Texas Tech, I got the over. Fucking put it in a deep freeze.
Sorry, Cap.
They're up by 10. Aren't they?
45.
Yeah,
No, I need 126.5 over.
Well, it looks like Utah's not doing its part, man. Utah's got to pick it up.
Utah State never scores,
I
Cap.
laid the 3.5, Cappy. You just got to lay the 3.5.
Yeah,
Utah
I just
State's
played the
lost their
total.
last 7 first-round games.
By the way, why is everyone already advanced Loyola to the next round? Like, I know Georgia Tech's big guys out, but they're a pretty good team, aren't they?
Yeah, they really face Krutwig. That Krutwig's a monster.
It reminds me of the
I
young
knew
Yerk.
if anyone loved Krutwig, Yerk, it would be you.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't look like much, but, man, he's exceptional.
Bang.
He's slickery, man. I don't know how he gets by people, but he gets the shot off. He gets by people.
By the way, Merk,
man, his footwork's phenomenal.
Sister Jean already paying off. She's going
not shocked.
And Georgia Tech's, as you mentioned, Georgia Tech's big guy is out. Direct connection to Sister Jean right there.
All right, boys, I got to bounce. Thanks for having me.
See you,
Bye,
bye.
Ben.
Me and Double B.
There's Ben Brost from Wisconsin, obviously. He's on ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison. He was on that Final Four team and relived that bitter loss to Kentucky to advance to the championship. Merk, you remember that. I mean, that was brutal. They had that game.
Yeah, up 2. Jackson misses 1 free throw. Harrison twin comes down. As I suspected, I was right all along. Drains the 3. Then Jackson has a 15-footer and doesn't know whether to bank it or not, and ends it kind of in between, and we lose. I took a chair in my living room, and I almost threw it against the wall. I picked it up, put it down, went downstairs, and stayed downstairs the rest of the night. I couldn't stomach it. It was too tough a loss.
Bucky basketball is your thing, isn't it, Merk?
It is, Watts. When I was in school, okay, we went to.
Who are you, Jim Hendry?
Yeah, we've always done that. You're just catching that? Yeah.
Hey, who's the big fella? Who's the chunky fella that joined us?
Oh, where you should, your body should be painted orange.
It's as close as I could get. Bayham's in the building.
Oh,
hey, that fucking guy should be fired.
What?
Is he picking his nose on that?
That is saltiness.
Boeheim
Where
is
did that
a
come from?
fucking jackass.
What about
Why
Ryan
is he a
Pace?
jackass?
Stop with the Ryan Pace. He blows. I'm talking about Jim Boeheim
Cap, why so much dislike for Jim Boeheim?
because he's a fucking dick. Got to criticize the reporter's height. Jim Boeheim's an ugly motherfucker, and he's a
Oh my
bad
God!
guy.
Such language.
What's going on?
What happened here?
Somebody's losing money on their Texas Tech game.
Oh my God!
That also is true, Tommy.
Oh my Lord!
Sounds like you may have had a couple of stacks on the over in that game.
I'm trying to.
It
What
wasn't
happened here?
$25. I'll tell you that.
What's that?
It wasn't $25.
How much was it?
$200.
Wow.
Oh boy, somebody's getting shellacked.
$200.
Cap, your name has changed to Cap Boeheim hater on the thing, on the scroll.
Oh, he's a bad dude, man.
Oh,
Bad
come
dude.
on.
He's always been good to me.
Bad dudes.
Nick, you retort.
He's been there 44 years. He can do what he wants.
I didn't say he can't. He's just a miserable fuck.
Hey, who's his own assistant coach he screwed over?
Cap, is there anybody else that's on your shit list today?
I don't know. Let me see how the rest of my bets go, and I'll let you know.
What else do you have money tied to?
Never let your poor wagers dictate what you feel about life, my friend.
Thank you, Johnny.
Good point, Yerk.
Well, I'm here for you, man.
Yeah, it's a good point. Nick, how are you, buddy?
I already lost on Colgate plus
I'm
11,
good.
10.5.
You losing any money on the tournament yet, Nick? And it's giving you a bad.
No. I'm even through the first couple, so I'm feeling okay. God, it's good to see you guys.
I miss you Rube. How are you?
You, Uncle Yerk. I'm good.
Where you at? Where you sitting right now?
I'm in Nashville as we speak.
Oh, Vegas, baby.
Nashville.
I'm in
Why are you
Nashville.
in Nashville?
One of my roommates from college is having a bachelor party, which has turned into everybody hanging out at the house. Just
Hey,
watching games and,
You need any help with some of the local talent down there? I got a couple numbers for you.
what a place down here. It's a good
just in case you don't have entertainment for the night.
Nick, I don't know if I should admit this, but I had actually 2 daughters go to school there.
Oh yeah, I came down here when I was in college too, and it was fun.
It's so much different now than it was when my first daughter went there. There was like 2 cranes in the sky, and it was starting to get a little bigger. By the time the second daughter I had there graduated, there's like 10 cranes. The place was overcrowded.
Whooping cranes, Tommy, or sandhill cranes?
Just big cranes that help build big buildings. Yeah. But it's crazy. Where are you guys going tonight?
We're here because half the group doesn't want to go out and the other half does. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But tonight we're here, and I got to work. That's the other thing. I got to watch these Warriors games now.
Hey, listen, go to the Hooters right there on Printers Row. Get to the Hooters, have yourself some fun.
All the places in Nashville, and you want me to go to a Hooters?
There's a girl there named Delilah. Oh, my Lord. Good for you.
Nothing has changed, and I love it. I just love it.
You're not drinking, Nick? You're
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Are you drinking? You got a beverage?
Later. After I do the Warriors game.
Hey,
Waddle, have you opened up a beverage yet?
Have I? Oh, yeah. When we walked in, we had a toast, but that was it.
Waddle, did you open up a beverage?
Not yet, but I'm going to. I got a nice Jersey Mike sub that I'm trying to knock down right now.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Oh, it's delicious.
Looks good.
Nice Italian sub.
Hey, Nick, have you run into Gar Foreman on the road?
No. There's no road so far.
Go ahead,
Here, big boy.
Have you run over Gar Foreman on the road?
Cap, tee him up, buddy.
One day.
Tee who up, Merc?
Gar Foreman.
He's a prick.
Again, why the anger?
What is happening out there?
Gar's just a prick, man. He's just a loser.
I mean, you were a guy that used to love Ryan Pace.
I have no issues with him as a person. I could just tell you, he sucks as a general manager.
I love the caption under Cap's Cap professional hater. We got Mr. Basketball. We got John Yurkovich, football expert. There's Mark Silverman, ESPN 1000. How I got this professional one, I don't know. And then we got Nick. And then there's just Nick.
So Nick, I want to hear your retort to Cap on Boeheim. Come on. Support
Boeheim's fine. Boeheim is doing exactly what he wants to do. His son's going to go drop 25 tonight, and he's going to be in a much better mood. It's going to be great.
I think San Diego State's winning that game.
Come on, Mark.
Listen.
Sorry, Nick.
All that matters is I was having flashbacks to the day that I took a flight out of Midway this morning. This morning I was having flashbacks. I took a flight out of Midway at 5 a.m.
Ooh.
I went straight to the sports book in Vegas and dropped like $250 on Syracuse versus Dayton. And I was remembering that the whole game I was like, oh, man, all my chest there might be gone. And Syracuse destroyed Dayton, and I won that bet with our pal, Mr. Gene Greco. So no matter what happens tonight or moving forward, I will always have that on him.
All right, I'll be back. I got to go pick up Brett. See ya. I'll be back.
Yeah,
thanks for hopping on for 3 minutes,
Nick,
kid.
let me ask you a question. Their style, if you haven't seen it, is that what gives other teams, like, who do they play? San Diego State?
Yeah.
Has San Diego State seen their style of play? What is that, Yerk? Did you drop a poop?
No, I had to ask my daughter a question, so I turned the screen down. So I could
what's
talk
on
to my
the
daughter?
What's on the floor?
Yeah.
What's on the floor?
Is that a duty?
What is it?
It's the screen. That's your keyboard. That's what the camera went to.
Oh, I got you.
With Tommy, every March, 2-3 zones. Teams haven't seen it. So, who knows what can happen. I don't think they've got nearly as much talent as they've had in the past, but I think they can win a game or two.
How about Ohio State down 7 with 2 minutes to go in the first half?
That would screw up my bracket. I have them in the Final Four.
Yes, do I, Tommy boy.
Colgate was up 16 at one point. I turned my head, came back, and they were losing. So
I had them plus 10.5. Yerk, they got outscored by 34.
You were counting your money, Cap, weren't you? That's why you're pissed off.
When they were up 17, I'm like, all right, we're good. Got outscored by 34.
Nick and I have been to Vegas together on a trip. So you just referenced Vegas, Nick. Here's what I want to know, because I never asked you this. When you get on a cold streak at the tables, you disappear.
I'm gone. I am.
But you from everybody. There's a 2-hour span where
He's done it to me too, Sylvie.
Where do you go?
Yeah, I just go straight to the blackjack table and start betting bigger. That's what
you got to go out and earn some more money.
I've been with him too, Sylvie. This is what he does. He goes to the table. He finds some bad mojo. He's like, we got to leave right now. He picks up his chips, goes to the cashier, gets fresh money, goes back and finds another table, will sometimes leave the entire casino, go to a different casino, get fresh chips, sit back down again, he's like Rain Man. And I mean that as a compliment.
That's
he's
fantastic.
playing 2-3 hands at a time. He'll come, he's like, man, I'm down like $2,000. And then he'll leave. He'll come back and be like, back up $3,000. Let's do this. Where are we going?
Sylvie, that was one of my proudest moments was on that trip. I got way down and I disappeared and I came back 2 hours later and I showed you a couple $1,000 chips.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Dude, we thought you were going to jump off the palms. You were way down and really depressed. He disappeared and we were like, where's Nick? This is really urgent. Where's Nick? And then the next thing you know, he's got a big wad of cash.
He got roofied.
We needed to change it up. Mr. Abdallah's right, because that's all it took. That was a hell of a trip. I remember that trip. I remember I got on last. This is before, it was so long ago, it was before I had status on Even Southwest. And I get on and the last seat was next to you in the middle. And I sit down and Sylvie's like, oh no.
Oh, like, what? I'm so pissed. You know that the game you play on Southwest or on any flight where the seats open to you right before the door's about to close, and you're like, oh, this is going to be great.
I'm good.
I've got the seat next to me open. You keep looking at that door. You're like, who's the asshole who's going to be late and it's going to make my heart drop and then sit next to me? And Southwest is pick your own seat, and it was really the only seat left. And then it was this asshole who came, and he's a big dude too. So like, I'm sitting like this.
Well, I sat down. The best part is I sit down and I'm like, yes, all right. And you look at me and you're like, oh.
No, because Sylvie's the type of flyer, like, you don't see his face. Like, I've flown with Sylvie before. He's got the hood up. He's got the headphones on before he even gets on the plane. He's like pretending to be asleep so no bother him. He does all that stuff.
Okay, but first of all, Abdallah, you'll agree. He cuts the line. He may be in group 4.
I wasn't going to say that part.
Not for the vaccines, though, just for airport stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he absolutely goes, we're going to board group 1A. He's like 4C, and he's like, oh, come on, just let me on. Come on.
It's a suggestion. The group boarding is a suggestion. It's loose.
We live in a society.
They stop you. What do you got to lose?
It's not a suggestion.
Public decency. Cap, the Twitch chat wants to know how much weed have you smoked today because you're sitting in the chair like an anti-drug ad.
None. I got to do TV later today. No, I haven't smoked anything.
What are you talking about?
I have no idea. Little Bears, little NCAA. I'm just trying to fucking urge Texas Tech to fucking lost. Took the ball out.
What is going on though with you right now?
Another loss.
Huh?
Something is going on with you. I've never heard you quite like this in all the years I've known you.
Why?
What was the spread? Yeah, the Boeheim and Gar stuff. That was quite over the top.
I was just being honest, Sylvie.
He hates Ryan Pace now.
I never said that. He's a very nice guy. He's just an awful general manager.
What did you do to celebrate the end of your man Mitch, by the way?
I went out. I just ordered a Buffalo Bills jersey.
I was thinking back to, we were sitting at the UC and we were on your show, and you and Adam Johns were all over me. How could you say that Mitch isn't that good? Look at what he did. He's going to be awesome. And then like 3 years went by, and he wasn't very awesome.
No, it didn't work out. I just wonder, like, you look at a few guys around the Leonard Floyd got $64 million, and again, Adam Shaheen isn't an All-Pro, but he got $9 million. I just wonder if they're literally so incompetent at Hallis Hall that maybe I'm not saying he's going to be an All-Pro. I'm just saying maybe our guys are so fucking awful that he's actually a decent player.
Now, I will tell you this. You put the film on of him from day one, and you ask yourself, why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? What is he seeing that I'm not seeing? And as soon as he does it, trust what he sees, his mechanics completely break down. So I got nothing against him. He's a hard worker. He's a good kid. Kyle Long and anyone that's played with him loved him as a guy. I just can't ever imagine him playing at a high level in this league.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Last year, you would think that Bill Lazor was in a conference room with Pace and Josh Lucas and Matt Nagy, and they said, what do you think of Andy Dalton? He's going to get released by Cincinnati. And you would think the answer was probably, he's not good enough, trade for Nick Foles. Is that a fair assumption?
Probably so. They probably liked Nick Foles better than Andy Dalton.
Okay, so that scares the shit out of me, A. B, so now a year later, after he had a serious concussion, wasn't very good in Dallas, you're going to give him 4 times the amount of money that Dallas paid him if he hits his incentives.
I'm not.
What don't I... Like, when I heard Sylvie say, The Bears just lit 10 million on fire.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't believe it.
Here's what this is the problem with Ryan Pace, Cap. We've tried to warn you about this. Ryan Pace loves to rush when the price is at its highest on everybody. Ryan Pace had to have Trubisky. He not only had to have Trubisky, he had to have him at the premium price of, instead of a third overall pick, the second overall pick. He had to have Jimmy Graham on day one. Jimmy Graham just came out of Seattle, where Russell Wilson and him, they released him. Green Bay, they said, hey, this Robert Tonyan kid, an undrafted kid from Indiana State, is better than Jimmy Graham. We got to pay a premium for Jimmy Graham. Hey, Nick Foles just wore out his welcome in Jacksonville after how many games? We have to overpay for him. We have to give up the fourth round pick. He did the same thing now with Dalton, where he gets scared if he doesn't get the guy he wants, and then he pays over the top for it. It's the whole track record of Ryan Pace. He continues to do it. He pays premium prices for generic performance time and time again.
Can't disagree with anything that you said there.
And yet, Cap, I know Carm feels this way. I feel this way. I've said it a bunch. Like, you know, people, I don't think anyone up there is sweating bullets because their seat's too hot.
Agreed. I truly believe, and I hope I'm proven wrong, that what will happen next year is they'll have a bad team and Ryan Pace will fail up. He will be promoted and then they'll hire a new GM. You mark my words.
My point is if they trade some picks and they draft a quarterback in the first round, it resets the clock for everybody because you're not going to fire them after spending draft currency to go up and draft a new guy.
Agreed.
They're going to sell you that Matt Nagy, had he been here, he would have never drafted Mitch Trubisky, and they're going to ride that for another 3 years.
Yeah, they'll get extensions.
Johnny, you don't think that there's anybody's jobs on the lineup at Hallis Hall right now, do you?
Listen, if they go 3-13 next year, they'll clean house.
You think?
They'd have to.
What if they move up and draft a quarterback in the first round?
As long as they don't allow fans in the stadium, there's not going to be any pressure on anybody to do anything because that's revenue that you're never going to see anyway. So the only time that you'd see anything is if that starts to happen. Fans in, nobody shows up, people are pissed. That's what's going to give you change down the line.
The hell are you guys talking about football for right now?
Oh, there's a fancy guy.
Jordan Cornette.
The hell are you
Jordan
about football right now?
Well, Jordan, it's because Cap had himself a stroke after losing a couple of bets. He was swearing at everyone, so we
0-4
topic.
Buckeyes
are 0-4.
Buckeyes are on the ropes right now, guys. This kid Max Asmus, if you can watch, I know Friedell's a huge college basketball fan.
Oh yeah, yeah, Cap. I'm still waiting for that big takeover in Chicago of college hoops.
Hey, Jordan, you're doing the game, right? Aren't you at the arena right now?
Yeah, I've got to get back in there for halftime or I'm going to lose my gig here with Westwood One. I'm doing radio.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Look
So it's really
nice. Jordan, how are you, man?
I'm good, man. It's really interesting because you got some fans in here. There's about 2,000 fans. I'm in a bubble here at Purdue, which is one of the sites with Indianapolis doing this thing. It's really interesting to see how this thing plays out. It doesn't have the energy of a typical tournament. You can see how the guys are playing. There's that tightness of the survive and advance mentality. So there's still some tournament feel to this thing going on. It's pretty cool.
Can you take us walk back down to your broadcast position? Take us with you here.
Okay, when I do it, I'm going to lose you guys probably either connectivity-wise or sound-wise.
Yeah.
Jordan, I also saw where there were a lot of people talking about the bubble has been kind of difficult on the players because there's not a whole lot of anything. Like they're eating snacks. There's no meals. There's no nothing.
Yeah, and they're skittish, Tommy. Like they're tired of being stuck up in a hotel, can't leave your floor, can't see your family. It doesn't have the vibe of a typical tournament, the celebration that comes at the end of the year. I'm going to take you guys in here, see if you can see everything.
So he's at Mackey, right? Isn't that the name of the Purdue arena?
Yeah, Mackey Arena.
You guys want to
cool. Jordan's doing the game.
My house.
Look at a concourse full of fans, guys. There's fans walking around in a concourse. When was the last time we saw that?
Probably when you're at the airport.
Take care of the business at the airport. You see it a lot.
That's crazy. Uh-oh.
And he's gone.
Robson.
And it's done.
And he's over.
Sylvie, have you ever been to Mackey Arena?
No.
What a beautiful court.
It's spectacular.
There he is. Look.
How many people are let in?
Yeah, Jordan.
Bye, Jordan.
See you, buddy.
Jordan, that guy's having a ton of success.
I was gonna say, there's a guy that's moved on to bigger and better things.
He's the best.
Yeah.
I had
Great
dinner
dude.
with him 2 weeks ago in Connecticut. He's in a good place, man.
He's about to be a dad too, isn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah.
Good for them.
That's why they
Oh,
call
by
him
the
Big
way,
Papa.
I do have to brag about one thing. My daughter-in-law called me this morning. Today is match day for medical school. They live in Pittsburgh, just had our first grandchild, and she matched at Lutheran General. They're coming home in May.
That's awesome.
So it was really cool.
Fantastic.
And she's going to be perfect for me. She's going to be a psychiatrist. So I'll give her plenty of work.
Yeah.
There you go. Let me give another shout out, guys. Connie's Pizza. They are brand new partners at ESPN 1000. They're not brand new in Chicago. Anyone who's lived in Chicago knows about Connie's Frozen Pizza. Connie's obviously was established in 1963. Connie's Frozen Pizza gives you that basically the same taste at home. So convenient for me and my family. You guys know me. I'm a pizza snob. Love Connie's Frozen Pizza. Love the partnership, and thank you to Connie's for being a part of this Dance Cast 2021. Great people over there. So get yourself for the weekend. If you're just staying inside and you're watching all these games, one game after another, go out to Jewel Osco, Mariano's, any of your local grocers. Get yourself a Connie's Frozen Pizza.
What's on that frozen pizza that you ate last night?
I didn't have one last night, but I'm a pepperoni guy. I've had the sausage as well. My kids are big cheese still pizza people, but they've got the choices, Waddle, thin crust or deep dish. And again, I know you're not a big pizza guy like me, but there are certain pizzas you avoid to do it when it's frozen. Connie's is the best, that you get that same take. So it's an outstanding product.
Nick, go to the Whiskey Kitchen tonight in Nashville.
I got a few spots. My pancake pantry too. I'm going tomorrow.
There's also there's also a chicken place there that is supposed to be world class.
Patty B's.
Yes, there you go.
Yep.
The spicy hot chicken.
Oh yeah.
All right. I miss y'all.
Yeah,
Nick, you're the
really
man,
quick.
buddy.
I made a few bucks on the Spurs the other day, plus 14 and a half. That was a layup. Like I wish I would have done the money line, but as we know with the Bulls, they're still a long way away. Like when the Bulls were up 20, I knew the Spurs had a run in them. And to give me 14 and a half points, that was like the least amount of stress I've ever had in a bet.
Sylvie, what was the money line on that?
I didn't even really look because I didn't want to go against the Bulls completely, but I just felt like when I got it at 14 and a half, I'm like, you know, when it's refreshing and you're hoping they're not suspending it, and you're clicking, and it went through, and you know, it was $15. Waddle, what is that? A unit and a half?
Yes.
I still remember the night Tibbs came back with Minnesota. And the three of us were on there, and you guys are like, what would you take? And I was like, I'd take Minnesota on the money line. And everybody was calling us in the next day like, well, we made some money that night because we knew that they couldn't keep the lead. And Minnesota, as bad as they were that year, they still found a way. But there's signs of hope and progress with the Bulls. But, Sylvie, I'm with you. It's still several years off from reality, I think.
When Thaddeus Young is your second best player, you still have major team building issues.
Major. All right, I love y'all. Talk to you later.
Hey,
thanks, Nick. Nick
All right,
Friedel, everyone. Who's signing on now? Oh, there's Friedel. Good.
Seriously,
Nice.
how do you go to Nashville and stay inside?
Well, I mean, it is.
Yeah. You shouldn't have gone to Nashville if you were going to stay inside.
There you go, Johnny. That's what I'm saying.
That's it. Stay at home. It's a good option.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they all quarantined and they wanted to be together in a house. You know what I mean? There are a lot of people get VRBOs and then, with your bubble, and then they're seeing friends they haven't seen and they're just meeting in a central location. No?
Sylvie, have you ever done a VRBO? Is anybody?
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah.
We just booked one to go to Naples end of April, but I've never done that before.
It's fantastic. You get a pool.
Just make sure you check for cameras, so anything that you do is not recorded.
Right. Did you get a pond too? Pool in a pond?
I mean, I've been married for 17 years. There won't be anything worth recording.
Losing money, taking shots at your lovely wife. What else is going on?
Sounds like we need more details to this. What else is going on there, Cap?
Black, I ain't the Dave you're referring to.
Really? Like Dave?
Hold on. First of all, promo code ESPN. Second of all, I've never said it was you.
Oh, I know.
I didn't write the copy.
No, I didn't say you said it. I've had friends. Are you the Dave he's talking about? No.
Well, you could have changed your name when Mark Cuban offered you money to change your name. You could have changed your name.
What's the difference? I don't go to war without a Viagra, guys. If there's a chance at a good kid getting hot, man, I've got one fired. It's in the holster at all times, ready to rock. All you had to do is have it fail on you one time, and it did. Never to fail again.
Listen,
I got like a Pez dispenser ready to rock.
Sometimes you need your rescue cord, right,
old.
guys?
I ain't fooling nobody.
Johnny, have you ever taken more than you needed?
No. My prostate's as hard as a cue ball, for Christ's sake. I need all the help I can get.
What does the Blue Chew or Viagra Pez dispenser look like? It's in the shape of what, Yerk?
I can't say it. But if I had to tell you, it looks like a giant boob. And it just fires out. I squeeze it and it fires out. Like milch, cold milch.
Wow.
No Cap.
All of a sudden, you guys are dropping F-bombs everywhere. I'm telling you what my dispenser looks like. And since Blue Chew doesn't, coat my pockets no more, let's just go straight with Cialis.
Do you have the holster loaded for tonight's action?
Loaded at all times, kid.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know if you know this.
Nobody knows what action's going to happen. You don't know.
I don't know if you know this, but Cap's got one on where the home of the White Sox, the official home of the White Sox, some fresh gear.
Right there, baby.
You got who is that playing Thomas's jersey? Is that or Ozzy's? Over your shoulder, Cap. The Sox jersey.
Ozzy right there. Bobby Hull, Makita, Ernie, Kareem, Magic. Where are they? Back there somewhere.
Do you have a Rizzo? You got to have a Rizzo, right?
There. We don't want to be.
My Rizzo is not back from the framer. I've got the Frank Thomas back there.
No heat.
Dennis Savard back there.
So the Rizzo's the worst jersey you're going to hang up, huh?
That's a bad shot, Yerk, because it's an uninformed shot. Do you know that since 2014, if you take win expectancy, how each player contributes to it, since 2014, where does he rank in Major League Baseball?
He ranks 8th.
He ranks 2nd, only behind Mike Trout. So take that, Johnny.
That's why. Hey, listen, we asked that question a couple weeks ago of the 3. Baez,
done talking about Rizzo?
Bryant or Rizzo, who you going to extend if you're the Cubs?
The first one I'd extend would be Rizzo.
I would too, because it'd be the least expensive contract you would sign.
What would you give him? A couple million in a case of Metarex?
Wow.
What would it take to re-sign him? 3 years?
No, he's going to get longer than that, I would think.
Really?
5/125?
Yeah, something like that. I think Sylvie's right on the money. I think it'll get done by opening day.
And you think the Cubs will sign him?
Yes.
But they're not going to sign Javi?
That one wouldn't shock me because when he said the other day to the media, I'm willing to negotiate into the season. It tells me they're already talking.
Do you guys want to do some Q&A with the listeners now that we got like everyone from all the shows represented here? We've got Bleck and Abdallah, Waddle Sylvie. We got Yurko from Carmen and Yurko. Cap's here from Cap and J Hood.
Sure.
We have so I've got
Tyler's here too.
I've got the Twitch page. Yeah, and Tyler Aki's here as well. He's worked with all the shows. You hear him on the air as well.
Tyler Aki.
At some point, he's got to break down this tournament for us so Cap stops losing money.
Yeah. Hoodie's coming up too. We'll just ask Hoodie.
What's up?
Cap, did you use Tyler's bracket? He's the expert. He knows all the answers.
I did not. I've got my bracket right there, Sparky. It's not going to probably end up well for me, but there it is. It's on Twitter. I put it out there.
Cap, LP
out with the magic marker?
What's that, Blecky?
Did you fill that out with a magic marker?
Yeah, with a Sharpie. Yes, sir.
It's like Seth Davis does it with a Sharpie. LP Hallis wants to know, Cap, what is your favorite piece of banned audio?
There's only one piece that was banned, but it's no longer banned. So that would be, I guess, would be the only one because that's the only one there was.
And what is that?
Me apologizing to every goldfish, turtle,
dog, cat, bird,
whatever, after Mitch's performance against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Goldfish.
Yes, correct. But it's no longer banned. You can play the shit out of it. I don't care.
In the chat, send the if you have a question, send a question. Someone wants to know, Waddle, if you could, because you said you're going to be drinking soon, can you shotgun a Coors Light?
Well, I don't have any cans. All I have are bottles.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I could guzzle.
That's where the skill comes in, Tommy.
Chug it. Let's see.
You got to do that thing where like you make the tornado in the bottle and it just flows.
I'm not doing that. I got to get a fresh one because I just killed that one.
Yeah, get a fresh one and chug.
I don't know if this is going to jinx it, but Tyler has been red fucking hot gambling so far from last night into today. If he's got any plays for people.
All right. So let's see.
Help me out, Tyler. I'm getting my ass kicked.
I do like
and
the
he's
orange.
losing.
Plus the 3. Plus the 3 tonight. I like the orange tonight. Syracuse. I like UNC. I'm with Ben. I don't know what Merck's talking about, but UNC is going to just destroy them. They've got so many bigs that are they're going to overpower them. We've seen Wisconsin when they go up against good bigs, kind of like what Ben was saying. But now you've got all-American level guys and ACC potential player of the years that they're going up against. I like UNC a lot tonight. I think that 1.5 is a really, really off line. Let's see. What else do we like tonight? Right now, the Bleck and Abdallah bracket, undefeated right now.
What about Loyola? When do they play?
3:00.
Yeah, they're up in like 7 minutes. But
are you expecting them to win?
I still like Georgia Tech, even without the big man. So they have Moses Wright, who's the ACC Player of the Year. But Georgia Tech has this toughness on the perimeter with a guy like Jose Alvarado, who's really good. And I kind of like Georgia Tech still, even though they're going to be without Moses Wright. They still have some good backup size as well. So I still like Georgia Tech to win that game.
Gotcha. Who do you have in your Final Four, Tyler?
My Final Four, we've got Illinois, we've got Gonzaga, we've got Baylor, and we have Texas.
Iowa?
No Iowa. No Iowa.
Shame.
No, who's your fourth one, Tyler?
Texas. Texas is my fourth.
Yeah, I've got Texas as well. I have Texas in the finals against Illinois.
Is Tom Pender still their coach?
Is who?
Tom Pender still their coach?
No, he went back to Rhode Island, Tommy.
Shaka Khan.
Rick Barnes.
Rick Barnes is at Tennessee now.
Yeah,
okay.
Correct.
Shaka Khan grew his hair out during the quarantine, so he's got like a half fro going now. It's
Danny's about to have a stroke because their Jim Nance is showing Sister Jean. They're talking about it.
I don't get it.
Sister Jean.
Huh?
What's his problem with Sister Jean? Did she just get?
I'm with Danny on this. I'm with Danny. He's taking it all away from the players.
Oh, look
Not
who
about
it is!
Sister Jean.
It's Brax.
Is that Buck or Bronco? Which one is that?
This is Bronco.
Oh, my little guy. He's the troublemaker. I love him.
Yeah.
Are you the troublemaker?
Now we can't swear.
Hi,
Thanks,
Yurko.
Toby.
Can you say hi, Yurko? Say hi, Yurko.
How you doing, Bronco?
Look at him, spun his hat around.
Come here. Say hi to everybody.
Now we really can't swear.
Nice.
Yeah, you can.
Not in front of Sylvie's
Yeah,
kids.
you can.
No. You guys got to have some decorum. Oh.
Hey guys, while we have a
JR
here, can we give a shout out to one of our partners, Bet Rivers
Yeah.
Sportsbook? Shout out to them, bringing us this great dance cast on Twitch. Shout out to Bet Rivers Sportsbook. All right, good. Glad we covered that.
Love Bet Rivers, guys. Love it.
I got you, Waddle.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna have to stand for this. Have you ever had to guzzle a beer while sitting?
Chug.
Probably
chug,
not a
chug.
good idea to do it while sitting. All right.
1, 2, 3,
Don't spit.
5,
6.5 weeks.
There it goes.
7,
There
9.
it goes. Dang.
Yeah, it's only on the computer.
Extra drip at the end. How about that?
Woo!
A little drizzle.
The leakage.
A lot of spittle.
A little drizzle.
There was a little bit of foam at the end.
Was that for
Nicely
Tony
done,
Romo
Tommy.
at the end there? The extra dribble for Tony Romo?
That was not for Tony Romo, Chris.
Yeah, it is. It's for Jimmy G.
There he is.
And Ohio State is 5 down in the second half now.
Oh my
It's 17 minutes left, Cap. That's a lot of game.
40.
They're missing their best
42,
player,
47,
too.
right?
I'll take Ohio State and give you 2, Cap.
No, I'll hard pass that.
They just cut it to 3. Didn't they just cut it to 3?
No, they just banged a shot. Now it's 42-39. They just scored.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't do play-by-play, guys.
We're not. No, we're giving the score.
That's it.
Yurko, what's up with the shoulder, Yurko?
My arm hurts. I got to support it with the other one.
You should probably switch hands, you know.
They both hurt. I got to support the other one the same way.
What
How come you guys got live basketball? I'm going through all the channels. I got nothing. I got Hartford. I got highlights of Florida, Virginia Tech. What the hell's going on my TV?
Well, you got it. You got TBS, True Network,
right?
I'm there. I mean, I'm on all of it. Now Ohio State's back.
Yeah, it's tied, and they've got the ball.
Yeah, see, a lot of game left, guys.
A lot of game.
Tyler, give me a sleeper.
Winthrop tonight. We like
Rip Van
Winthrop.
Winkle.
Sweet 16. The reason I like
Tyler,
Winthrop
how
is
strong a play is North Carolina tonight? Because I may need a get-even game.
He's answering another question.
12 dimes. 12 dimes,
Yeah.
Cap. 12 dimes.
load it up, Cap.
50 units.
Cap,
All
what's
units.
the
Max play.
what's the biggest bet you've ever made?
$2,000.
On what?
Had it on a basketball game.
To win?
Was it
Yes,
minus? Was it
it
minus
was a
250 money line or something like that?
Huh?
Which
Was it
one?
like a minus 250 or minus 300 money line or something like that?
No, I laid the points, but it was a layup.
Which game was it?
I'm not going to reveal that because it's maybe somewhere that I've broadcasted before.
Are you saying
You bet on a game you were calling?
No, I wasn't calling.
Oh, boy.
Mustburger.
I wasn't calling the game.
Mustburger.
You can't do that.
Hey, Carm, what'd you buy Gio for his birthday?
He got a new like one of the like a lightsaber that looks like a real lightsaber, you know? Like it actually the beam comes out of it.
Has he hit you in the nuts with it yet?
What's that?
Has he hit you in the nuts with it yet?
No, I don't know quite I don't know how it works really yet. Like I've got to, I mean, he hasn't even opened it yet. He's not down here, so I can say it. So I don't know, like I don't know what to expect, but like apparently it shoots out a beam. I don't think you can hit anybody with it. But
Johnny's
it's like
got one of those.
Who's got one?
Johnny.
Johnny's got one of those.
Is it decorative? Is it decorative?
No. It's a toy.
Oh, it's a toy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, some of those things are just meant to be put up on a, shelf to look at.
No. Like it's a toy. Okay. Yeah. So but I don't think you can actually make contact with it, Tommy, because I think it's just like a LED beam or something that I don't know. We'll see. And then he's got a bunch of others. We're going by my, see the rest of my family tomorrow. We got a bunch of March birthdays in my family, so he's got some stuff coming tomorrow. He got a new baseball bag, which he'll be excited about for all his.
Does he still have to cut the garlic even on his birthday?
Real thin, baby. Real thin.
Hey, how about the Zeppeli, Carm? You said you're going to bring over the Zeppeli today. What happened?
No, yesterday I forgot. I know I spaced.
St. Joseph's Day goes by nothing.
My fault. Next year.
Here we go. Yeah. Loyola's underway, gentlemen.
All right.
Yeah, Loyola's underway. Did you see how you see the first shot even before Nance and Rafferty? They wheeled in Sister Jean.
That's what I said. Zetterman had a stroke.
He lost his fucking mind.
How come we didn't put no signage on that wheelchair? We should have had ESPN 1000 all over that.
That's true.
Wait, Tyler.
You don't think like NASCAR, man. NASCAR knows.
It's not, Tyler. It isn't taking away. It's enhancing more coverage for Loyola.
But people don't remember a single player from that team.
That's the point.
They just remember Sister Jean.
Exactly.
Sylvia, I called Cameron Bairstow earlier this week. The former
Krautvig.
And Cameron Krutwig's a better player. That's the funny part about that.
The balding German.
He is.
Tyler, I made this reference. This is like you stepping on the campus of Syracuse and then going to some fraternity party that another fraternity's throwing, and you criticizing everything about the party. You're lucky you got the invite. Sister Jean's been here for decades. It's her party.
Yeah.
Well, has she been like? She's been around, but no one knew who Sister Jean was until this thing happened.
Because
the players elevated her.
Tyler, she's got bunions older than you.
She does. Tyler, you're too young to be upset with Sister Jean. Zetterman's an old man. He should be upset. You're too young to be upset with her.
Exactly.
All right.
Carm, where's your money at today?
So I had Florida money line, which was a winner earlier. I lost Utah State. They did not cover, and I had the under in the Arkansas game, so that hit. So 2-1 start. I'm with Tyler and his Syracuse Orangemen tonight. I always like Syracuse when they play a team that doesn't see them a lot, or that's not familiar with that zone in the tournament. So
when did John Favreau take over the Georgia Tech program?
I was going to say, Josh Pastner.
That's Josh Pastner.
Yeah. He looks like just one of our listeners. You know what I mean?
He's a good coach.
He just look like an everyday average Joe. I mean,
he's got that big vibe. He's got like the whole shield on too, isn't he? Is he rocking the whole shield?
Yeah.
It looks like he's going in to do surgery.
Doing the Rip Hamilton too, and even after COVID's done, he might still wear it because they've been so good with him wearing it.
Maybe.
Great.
He looks like an orthodontist, like he's about to go perform surgery on somebody's mouth. I mean, look at that thing. Awesome.
This is
what else do I have later?
Isn't it? Is it like a tough draw for them?
What? Yeah, but Moses writes out, so that's a big, He's the member of the traveling party that tested positive. The best player in the ACC is the member of the traveling party that tested positive for COVID. I love it. I thought it was the towel boy at first.
We're all
so
watching.
Loyola's down 7-3 early. And that game, if you want to watch it along with us, is on what are we on? TBS?
On Xfinity.
TBS. Yeah, this one's TBS. Yeah, and then
Loyola, we're all in agreement that Loyola got screwed, right? I mean, Tyler, you're the college guy.
No, they didn't get screwed.
Come on now. What do you
mean?
Give
him the stats, Carm. Give him the stats.
Ninth in the Ken Palm. Ninth.
Yeah, okay.
Ken Palm.
But Ken Palm doesn't determine your seeding.
I understand that.
You use it as a tool.
Tyler, how many times did you think in like the last 10 years, or let's say in the last 5 years, a team in the top 10 in Ken Palm had an 8 seed?
Probably never. Because they've only been doing Ken Palm for 21 years now, 22 years now, something like that.
That's a long time.
Carm, the
4 years is a long
NCAA,
time. It's probably the amount of time I have left on this earth, hopefully.
Carm, the NCAA uses something called net ranking.
Yeah.
Yeah, the top 8 in the net were the 4 number 1s, 3 of the number 2s, a number 3, and guess who number 9 was?
Loyola.
They got completely fucked.
Well, they definitely they
Oh,
did.
they had 2
match up
tests
with
this
Illinois,
year.
right? No question.
They
Well,
had
the
2
Wisconsin
tests
loss
this year
was not a
against
good look.
teams.
The loss to
They
Wisconsin is not a good look.
They lost to Wisconsin and they lost to Richmond. Those were your 2 tests to get yourself out of the 8th seed line.
Well, and they gave up
Spiders
they gave up almost 80 points to a Wisconsin team that doesn't score 80.
It doesn't
often,
score,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. That was a bad look. I agree. I don't know. I think they're better than an 8. I was surprised. I thought they'd be like a 6 seed, but
Yeah.
I think they got a little bit. I think they got a little bit hosed. But what are you going to do? Merkin's with Tyler. He says they're not screwed. They didn't play anybody, and when they did, they didn't look good against Wisconsin.
And their 4 big games this year, they were 1-3. So
Look, I'm fine with them not ranking them 9th or 10th, like in the seeding. I'm not fine with the 8th. Like, I could understand there's nuance here, but like in every metric, they should be what, a top 6 seed?
That's what I thought.
6, Tyler, no?
No, well, if you look at the quadrant 1 wins, which is something that they use a lot of, I don't have the numbers right in front of me. I could look them up, but I'd imagine they did not test out well with quad 1 wins. So, and those are a big determinant of how you get seeded.
Yeah, they don't look at KenPom as much. They look at those when the selection committee gets together, right? They're looking at the
Of course. Anything that favors the Big 5 conferences is what they weight heavily.
Sure.
Yeah,
that's true.
You can't watch this game without laughing. The coach from Georgia Tech looks like your orthodontist, and the big guy from Loyola looks like a character from Roadhouse.
He looks like one of the bouncers working with Dalton.
He does.
Sylvie, did you watch Roadhouse?
I did. I liked it.
I've never seen it. Is it worth watching?
Yes.
You gotta. Waddle said it best. Black and Abdallah said it best. It's like one of those movies from the 80s. This was 89 that you have to take yourself back to how you watched movies in 89. You can't watch it as a 49-year-old and just
or
it's exactly what Waddle phrases it as. It's one of those great movies from the 80s that is fantastic for many different reasons.
You're not going to sit on your couch and watch it and love it as a 50-plus-year-old guy, unless you're me and you grew up where I grew up. But if you can allow yourself, as Sylvie said, to go back in time, am I right, Carm? You're a movie.
I love it. I can watch Roadhouse like anytime that it comes on. I can sit and watch Roadhouse anytime.
Appreciate it for what it is.
I love it. I do. Like,
did you hear my take on? I've never seen it. I lived in 89 too. Like, when was that a thing that every fight someone got into, they'd pull out the switchblade? Did that? I mean, every fight.
That was a good 80s. That was a big 80s thing where they pull out the. Of course it was.
And the stiletto that comes straight out.
Look, it happens in Crocodile Dundee. Remember, he says that's not a knife. That's a knife. They always the bad guy. The roughneck on the street always pulled out a stiletto. That was a huge 80s thing.
And they had the butterfly knife that flipped up
the butterfly knife. Yeah. Dude, he's Sam Elliott and him and that. And the guy who plays the bad guy, I'm blanking on his name. He's a good character actor. Like
Sarah.
Yeah, he plays like the greatest bad guy. So good, dude.
Tommy, are we getting nervous? 49-42 Oral Roberts, 12 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, how about that? Everybody thought that game was destined for the over. That's how much time's left in that game, Cap? I got to
still 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Oh, so
that trending under, Tommy. I mean,
that was a big overplay because Oral Roberts plays really fast, right, Tyler? Like that was a huge overplay.
They've got the leading score in the country.
Yeah, and they play fast. Like they're a big possession team. Like have a lot of possessions. So that was I didn't play that game, but that was a huge bet. Like that thing got bet out quick, and that was a big sharp play. Was over in that game.
Carm, can you do us a favor? Give a shout out to all of our guys at Prop Swap. I know how close you guys are with them.
Luke and Ian are the best. We had Luke on. The latest podcast is up. Mike and I did the podcast. Mike North and I did the podcast today. Tyler already put it up, so it's on the ESPN Chicago app. You can download this week's odds couple. Luke comes on every week with us from Prop Swap. they sold a Michigan ticket. A professional gambler in Vegas bought a Michigan ticket for, I think he bought it for 15 G's. But it's Michigan at 125-1. Although I do not like their chances with livers or livers, however you say it, with him being out, because that's going to make a big difference, I think. But yeah, they sold a ticket Monday for Michigan. There's some Loyola tickets still up, although those prospects aren't as good at if they win this game, having to run into Illinois. There's tons of great stuff at PropSwap, man. I mean, I buy and sell on there all the time. Sometimes I regret it. I bought and sold an Aaron Rodgers ticket early in the year, and obviously I wish I would have held on to it. I still made money, but I would have made more, but I sold it. But it's just so much fun. I mean, it really is. It's great, and I use it. Honestly, I use it all the time. I'm going to post my Kevin Lankinen Rookie of the Year ticket at some point here, and I hope I didn't wait too long, because the way they're playing right now.
Is this Carm? Is this the Hawks on this really tough schedule, or is this the Hawks playing more like we thought they would play like?
I'd say that Lankinen, I think, has come back down to earth a little bit, especially last night. The first 2 goals were terrible. I mean, especially the second goal. They were just terrible. And the schedule's brutal. So maybe a little combination of both, Sylvie. And they've been a little bit banged up too, and they just got Strome back. But the schedule's brutal. There's a huge step up in class from them to Tampa and Florida, especially Tampa. I mean, it's just, there's passengers.
It feels like they come out and they play well, and they almost like they take some of these teams, they take them by they don't know what's going on. And then all of a sudden they go, okay, we're in a game now. And then you've seen these other better teams take control later in the games.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa, and the box has gotten them in trouble. They put themselves in the box a lot when they've scored first and 4 straight. They've got 1 win. That's brutal. And
right.
These losses against Florida and Tampa, where they were, they had early leads. They get themselves in the box. They give up a power play goal. You give some momentum away. And Lankinen has not been nearly as good. I mean, I wouldn't say he was the problem last night. I mean, he gave up 3 goals, but still, the first 2 in the first period they were bad. I thought they were really bad.
Are they going to trade some of their guys before the deadline, you think?
I don't think so. I think they'll do what teams do in the NBA now, where they've got all this money where they could take on some bad deals because they have all these guys on long-term IR. And so they can take on some bad contracts if they want, and then just get some assets from those teams. It's yeah, we'll take your bad money for the rest of the year, or we'll take your bad contract and then give us a 3rd round, whatever. I think they're going to add picks that way, just by absorbing some of these deals for, guys that are expiring and get rid of. I mean, they reset next year. Seabrook's money's on the books next year, and then they'll get it free again when he goes on long-term IR next year. They'll just do this procedural thing the next couple of years with him, but they're not adding much.
We've all been kind of critical of Stan for, obviously good. Does he deserve, a little bit of credit for some of the stuff that he's done, or no?
I mean, I'll give him credit for this. He finds he's done well with these European guys. I mean, you wish Panarin was still here, but look at the way he found Panarin. Look at the way he found Pius Suter. Look at the way he found Kubalik. I'll give Stan, if I'm going to give a tip of the hat to Stan, or tip of the hockey helmet, as Eddie would say, to Stan for anything, it'd be that. I think he's done reasonably well there, but I don't know. I think Colleton's more. I think he gets too rough of a ride, to be honest. I don't think he's nearly as bad as people think. And I think the players like him more than people think, to be honest. I do.
We heard that from Kaner and DeBrincat early in the year, didn't we?
Yeah. I think he's not. I don't think it's I don't think it's he's a joke over there to them. I think they do buy into him. And he doesn't. I know he's about as exciting as, my pen. But I think he can coach a little,
He's boring. He's boring.
He's boring. He is.
Really
That's the biggest knock against him, probably. He's boring,
Guys, Loyola Chicago's got problems.
Yeah, right now they do.
They're going up against the 1-3-1 with an exchanging middle guy rotating out when the ball switches sides, and they haven't figured out how the hell to attack him.
Johnny,
so the one flies over, right? The ball gets skipped. The big guy in the middle 3 shoots out to the point, and the guy that went to the other side drops back in the middle on the 1-3-1. They haven't been able to solve it. They can't figure it out. They've got to attack the baseline. This is absolutely brutal basketball right now by Coach Mortar Poser. I mean, this is awful. Awful basketball.
That's Bayheim's successor right there.
I sent you a text the other day. the good kid's best line of all when he called himself. He was doing a read. He called himself Johnny Backhoe.
Johnny Backhoe.
They put that. That's in the copy.
Alta equipment, baby.
Just in case you need to dig a hole. And they look at Carmen. They go, reference Carmen. I'm like, oh my God.
I mean, really? He's talking about digging hole. We were doing Goodfellas lines. What do you think? It's the first hole I ever dug? I'll dig the hole. I'll dig the hole. Where are the shovels?
No, listen. If they can't figure this 1-3-1 out, they're gonna have problems.
Yeah, they look awful. Awful.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I picked Georgia Tech in my little bracket over here.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Listen, whatever Illinois got to do to beat the crap out of whoever it is in the second round, I've got no problems.
That
Big investments in Illinois, guys.
He is so smooth. Just like everything he does is so smooth.
Io?
Yeah. Speaking of Alta, tell us about Alta.
Johnny, what's Alta?
Oh, Alta Construction, boys. They're there for all your construction needs, man.
Take
Service,
it back
parts,
up.
rental, whatever you guys need. Uptime's important in the construction industry, guys. And that's what they give you, uptime.
Uptime, baby.
Uptime's important.
Johnny Backhoe.
Johnny Backhoe.
Yeah.
That's
Johnny Excavator.
Hey, we never got to this, Cap, on our show because of the Dalton stuff hit. But you know me, like I'm one of the few still interested in DePaul basketball.
Yep.
Wanting them to get a good coach. Like I knew bringing back Dave Lato was a failure.
Yep.
Thankfully, Gene Lenny Ponsetto's out of there. Tell us about the DePaul job and the Indiana job and who you think will get those.
So on the DePaul job, their number one guy is Kenny Payne. He's Tibbs' assistant with the Knicks, but he's got a lot of experience. Kentucky. He'd be a really good coach, but I talked to Frank Martin 2 nights ago at South Carolina. He wants the DePaul job.
By the way, can I just interject this real quick? Have you seen the Frank Martin story on Sports Center from years ago when he had the like this supernatural experience
in Miami?
Got to see it.
Wasn't it in Miami? Waddle, didn't something happen in Miami?
I think so.
Yeah, he was a high school coach there. There was a famous coach named Shaky Rodriguez. He was his assistant, and he worked his way all the way up to be Hug's assistant at Kansas State, and then the head coach there. And then the DePaul offered him the job in 2010. His wife's sister lives in Chicago. He turned it down, then went to South Carolina, took him to the Final Four. He and the AD have gotten sideways. He wants the DePaul job. That would be an amazing.
Krautwig.
Krautwig's got to bury his guy deep like that and just do that every time.
Yeah, Frank Martin wants the DePaul job.
Does he really? That'd be a huge hire for DePaul, wouldn't it?
Be phenomenal if they could get him. He's our kind of guy. You would love him.
Sylvie,
Frank Martin's easy to shoot for.
Story about him that somebody did on ESPN.
Oh, I saw it.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Wait, and so what do you mean he had a suit? Like he had like a Pulp Fiction experience where God came down and stopped the bullets? I mean,
how would you
happened?
describe it, Sylvie?
I've seen it a while ago. I'm a little foggy on it. I loved it though. I think we talked about it on the show at the time, Waddle. Like it blew us away.
It was a hospital experience, Carm.
Was it a near death or something?
It was like a near death hospital experience.
Okay, yeah, I'll Google it.
Speaking of that, Surviving Death, the first episode I watched on the plane going to Connecticut. Oh my God.
It's Cap's making a reference. I did because I knew Cap had a near-death experience. There's and it was my what to watch for not too long ago. There's Kendall Gill.
Kendall.
What's up, Kendall?
What's up, guys?
Kendall.
What's up, Cap?
ILL, Kendall.
Yeah, Sylvie, thanks for the recommendation. It was awesome.
Yeah. Look, Kendall, it's like we've talked so many times about the Bulls, and now we know you as, of course, a great NBA player and a longtime NBA analyst and NBC Sports. But to see you in the Illini gear is like a different level for me. Like this is high school me going back senior year, the Flying Illini. I'm working at Herman's Sporting Goods. Nick Anderson hits the shot against Indiana that day. You were the stud on that team. Yeah. I loved that team, and we had to get you on today.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate you guys having me, man. Yeah, tournament time comes around, it's I always go back to the old games that we played, that year. It gives me goosebumps actually, and with this year's team, it sort of reminds me of the ride that we took. But of course, because we were number one seed as well, highly ranked going into the tournament.
Did we lose Kendall? I think he had
Kendall. I think we did.
a connection.
We got to get him back. I love it though, Sylvia. I love the hat and the sweatshirt, like all the Illini gear.
Yeah, it takes me to a different time, right?
Awesome.
That Illini, I was heartbroken against Michigan. And we all loved the Illini then.
There he is. Kendall's back.
Yeah, I just came back. Okay.
Hey, Kendall, were you playing in the game at Indiana when Bob Knight and Coach Henson got into it?
No, I wasn't playing during that time. Are you talking about the time when Nick hit the shot?
No, when Coach Knight spoke to the crowd and said, "Be proud of a program that doesn't cheat," and he looked over at Mary Henson.
Yeah, I was there. But Bobby Knight, man, I remember when I won the Big Ten scoring title. Bobby Knight was trying to stop me from doing it because he didn't want me to do it on their floor. And I'm in the backcourt. I need 2 points to win the title from Willie Burton, who had won them, who had gone ahead in Minnesota. And finally I get the ball. They fouled me, right? And I had been named an All-American the week before that. So I get fouled in the backcourt, and I walk past the bench, and Bobby Knight says, "Yeah, he's got to go. He's got to hit these 2 free throws to win a title. Let's see if he has All-American balls."
That's awesome. And you made them both? That's great.
That's exactly what he told me. But I went to the line, knocked him down, But Bobby Knight, man, he was a character, man.
Did you say something back to him, Kendall, after you made the free throws?
No, I didn't say anything else because I was just focused. If I had paid attention to him, I might have missed the free throws.
That's true.
But I didn't pay attention to him. But I definitely heard him.
Kendall, do you ever go back? We were talking to Ben Brust earlier, and they nearly beat Kentucky to get to the championship game his year when he was a starting guard on that team. Do you go back and replay that game against Michigan in your head ever?
I never watched it until I retired from the NBA. And then when I watched the game, I called Steve Bardo up and I said, we beat ourselves in this game. We gave this game away because we didn't play like ourselves. We were letting guys like Mark Hughes drive down the lane and score buckets on us. And, the thing about that is that, I've only watched it one time since the game because it just hurts too much, man. Because I knew we were the best team in college basketball that year. And, for something fluke to happen, because Nick Anderson, who's our best player, who I believe is the best player in Illinois history, doesn't box out one time, and it costs us the national championship because Nick, that never happens. He gets every rebound and all, it just, even today when I replay it in my mind, I can't believe that he missed out on that rebound.
The Fab Five always get lots of love because of the way they had the swag, the long shorts. That Illini team, your Illini team, you, Kenny Battle, Nick Anderson, Bardo's more straight-laced, but that team had a lot of swag, didn't it?
Yeah, we did. We were actually all talking the other day. And Kenny Battle says, we were a rock star team. I was like, yeah, we kind of were, because actually what happened with the long shorts is I asked Coach Henson, the summer before the season started, Coach, we're tired of wearing these nut huggers, man. You know what I mean? We don't want to wear these short shorts. And Coach Henson, believe it or not, was one of the most straight-laced guys, conservative guys ever. I couldn't believe that he allowed us to wear long shorts. And our equipment manager Rod Cardinal asked us what length did we want them to be, and we told them, and they got them for us. I was amazed. And we brought along the long shorts. A lot of people think that the Fab Five brought it along, but if you go back and you ask Jalen Rose why they wore long shorts,
Oh, we lost Kendall again.
Such a good
Not
story.
Not enough people know that about that Illini team.
So good. I mean, right, because it feels like yesterday, Carm. That's
I know.
a long time ago.
30 years. It's 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, sorry guys, cutting out, but I'm sorry about that. I'm back though.
No worries. No
I-
worries.
Kendall,
I
that,
remember going to see you play at Purdue that last year. That was a war.
Yeah, it was at Purdue. You know, there's certain places that I loved playing. I loved playing at Purdue. I loved playing in Minnesota. I loved playing at Indiana, and you know, Michigan was okay, but those particular places I really liked playing because the Purdue at Mackey Arena, they have the elevated floor. You know, you can always get a lot of bounce off of those floors. So, you know, and that particular game, I was going against Steve Scheffler, you know, and we're going up for Big Ten Player of the Year. And I figured, man, if I beat this guy, I can get that award. But unfortunately, you know, we lost that game. But it was a war, man. It was.
Everett Stevens in that game, he was, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't in that game. Everett was a couple years ahead of me, so he had already graduated for 2 years. But Everett was a hell of a player, man, from Evanston.
Yeah.
Kendall, what do you think of this year's team? I mean, anything less than a NCAA championship, will it be a disappointment?
No, I don't think it would be a disappointment. We would be disappointed because we want to win it. But if they didn't win it, I don't think it would be a disappointment. I mean, you got great teams like Gonzaga, Baylor, you know, Michigan is a pretty good team. But then you also got teams like Ohio State that could, you know, make a run. But you know, I think the key to this year's team is Curbelo. I think, you know,
Damn.
He's got to move.
You and Carmen both talked a lot about this year.
I love Curbelo. I'm telling you. I mean, from the, you know, whatever the first game, I think it was maybe the Duke game, which is like right before Christmas, and I sat down. I was like, I watched that, and I know Duke's not good this year, but still, like, I remember watching. That was like the first Illinois game this year that I watched start to finish. It was like their third or fourth game, maybe, and I'm like, Andre Curbelo, dude. I mean, like,
Hoodie loves that guy.
He is going to be. He's something. I mean, like, just his dexterity, and you see all the stuff he does pregame to. There's Hoodie to warm up and to get himself ready. He does a lot of those Steph Curry drills. I mean, like his dexterity and his handle, and he's got a penchant for turning it over a little because he's young. Like sometimes he might try to do too much, but that kid, I love him. He's a stud.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I had to switch over to my Wi-Fi wasn't working, so I had to switch over. So hopefully I won't drop off anymore. But Curbelo, I think, is the key to everything.
He's so good.
Yeah. Io's having a great year. Kobe's having a great year, but you watch Curbelo, he can get wherever he wants to go with the basketball, and he makes everybody else better. You know, you saw the between the legs pass that he threw. I forget who he threw that to earlier today, but you know, he's the X factor because really you can't guard the kid. And like you were saying, yeah, he turns the basketball over, but you know, I can live with that if he's going to give me, you know, 5 assists to 1 turnover.
What did you make of Josh Whitman? Who he like? Like, I gave Josh Whitman a lot of love for the way he was hugging everybody after that big win. It went viral, that. But, like, that was sour grapes, Kendall, complaining about the conference championship when they agreed to win percentage.
Hey, listen, men lie, women lie. Sometimes my mother can lie. The numbers don't lie. You know, so I mean, statistically, they won the championship. So you know, I'm not going to complain about that.
Hey, I got to roll. I got to go to TV. Hoodie, how are you, man?
Doing well, Cap. How's your brackets?
Ohio State just tied it up, so I got
Hoodie, he spent the first 10 minutes dog cussing Jim Boeheim and swearing at anybody else that was
Bar Foreman.
Yeah.
What do you got against Boeheim?
What do you have against Boeheim?
Yes.
What do you have against Boeheim?
He went after Boeheim.
He called him an ugly MFer.
Wow. Jeez.
Wow.
What do you got against the Marquee Network? Wow.
You won't be saying that about the Marquee Network in a year.
You won't be saying that about Jim Boeheim next year.
Barry Rosner, you don't need a baseball man for your baseball man, Barry Rosner.
I don't care about Jim Boeheim either. I just want Syracuse to cover tonight. That's all.
So let me ask you this, guys. Out of all the teams that are in the bracket, who do you think gives us the most problems?
Okay, I think OK State could be a dangerous game. Kendall, do you?
I was saying that today. They got the best.
I think it's Houston.
You think it's Houston?
I think it's OK State.
I think it's OK State too. You know?
Like they played really well the last 3 weeks of the season, and they got probably the first pick in the draft, and
yep,
that's gonna be the toughest part, I think, for them if they run into Oklahoma State.
Carm, that kid's a beast.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, they beat 6 ranked teams since February 22nd. 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Kendall, do you
they're
have
good.
them winning it all?
What's that?
No, Kendall, do you have them winning it all?
I do.
All right, I got to roll. I got to go do
because
TV. I'll talk to you guys.
See you, Cap.
Go ahead, Kendall.
Yeah, I filled out. I filled out the bracket all the way for us to win it. But if OKC, I think if Oklahoma State gives us problems, if we meet Baylor in the Final Four, I think they give us problems as well. But I think we got a chance, man. But those 2 games really scare me if we play them.
Hey, Kendall, how do you feel about this young Bulls team?
I like them. They're going in the right direction. I think with the new front office making the changes, bringing Billy Donovan in is great.
Oh, boy. Maybe it wasn't meant to be with Kendall.
That stupid Wi-Fi, man. I'm telling you, you never know. You get the Wi-Fi on a bad day, and ridiculous.
He's got the AOL dial-up, right?
He's got Waddle's dial-up going.
I get that. Yeah.
Kendall Gill from Guatemala joining us here on the Dance.
Buddy, what's up?
What's up, man?
Hootie, you don't hate Jim Boeheim the way that your radio partner does, do you?
No, I mean, well, when it comes to money, if it's got something to do with his money, he's gonna just turn everybody. It could be me, it could be you, it could be a coach. You're not surprised by that, are you? I mean, it's
No.
David Kaplan. Of course, he's gonna do that.
Yeah.
I mean, whichever way the wind blows.
Yeah, guys. So I'm sorry, I had to move close to my router here. Maybe that's why.
There you go.
But yeah, I think the Bulls are on the right path, man. I mean, a lot of people thought that Zach was an empty calories guy, but I think that he's proven now that he does more than that. He's scoring the basketball, he's assisting, he's rebounding. Still has room to grow, but but I only think there's only maybe two players safe on this team. This roster could totally look different next year.
Yeah.
With the exception of 2 players, Pat Williams and Zach.
Zach Williams and Patrick?
Yeah.
Kendall? Yeah. Patrick is there's a lot to like about Williams, I mean, he looks smooth. He's super athletic, right? I mean, he's just a kid still, too.
Yeah, and he's got a pro body. He's just 19 years old. And, I think what he's come in and just try to fit in with everybody. I mean, he doesn't want to step in on any other veterans' toes. But, if you watch him against Orlando and a couple more games, how aggressive he was, you really got the chance to see his potential. So, I'm hoping that he does that more often in the second half.
Yeah. Patrick's kind of like an old man game. You sure you didn't play against him, Kendall? Like back in the day, he's got that in-between game that's real smooth, and great off the bounce, can rebound. He's like a throwback.
Yeah, he's a throwback, man. He's got a little bit of nastiness to him too, which is what I like.
Yeah,
love that.
Kendall, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate you. Keep up the great work. All right.
Thanks, Kendall.
All right, guys. I appreciate you guys having me on, man. Let's keep our fingers crossed for this Illini team, man.
Let's go, Illinois.
ILL.
See you, Kendall. See you, buddy.
All right,
Nice. Very good.
By the way, Ohio State now has a lead, fellas.
1 point lead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 point.
Loyola's down 4 currently. There's 4.5 minutes left.
Johnny basketball, have they figured it out?
They have. They went on a little bit of a run, and they were moving the basketball a little bit better, but then they've missed some shots that were contested inside. And, they're just not playing as efficiently offensively as they have before. And then there's no reason to take a 26-footer when you can go ahead and just get right next to the three-point line and shoot the damn ball.
He was wide open.
Wide open from 24.
I know.
A little different than being wide open from 20 and a half.
Is our guy obviously a younger and poor man Jokic? Is that who he is? Like, is that body's awful, but he moves around damn well.
Krutwig?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a
I'm
far
not
cry
saying
from.
he's that good. I'm just saying like his body style and all that.
Yeah. You talk about a throwback.
Yo, he's gross.
Have the breaking news sounder handy, but
a three-pointer. Hey, listen, when Crowley gets the ball in the middle, those guys in the corners got to be slashing to the basket.
Johnny, he's athletic for as unathletic as he looks.
Yeah, he can move. Yeah, I mean, I call it slickery. I find him to be slickery.
If Dallas got breaking news. Breaking news.
I know what he's got.
I did too, I think.
The Bears have signed Desmond Trufant. Good luck with that.
That's right. I saw that. Yeah.
How much money, though?
I haven't seen that.
$100 million.
He's taking
Less than Fuller, you assume.
He basically, you try to plug him in for where Fuller was, right?
Sign him for 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put him in there. What are you paying him? $2-3 million?
I love that we got to crawl.
It's the best thing, but there's a really good chance this Bears team could really stink this year.
You think
Not
so?
with the
Like
Red Rifle.
I don't know.
8 wins.
Not with the great Andy Dalton.
8 wins. 8-9. 8-9.
That's who they normally are, Carr.
Well, but you got the Rifle's going to be the first 4,000-yard passer in franchise history. We got that going for us.
He's got that extra game. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's true, Sylvie. It's going to take the 17th game probably to get there, but the Bears will finally have a 4,000-yard passer.
Did Kenny Galladay sign with anyone yet?
I don't think so. I didn't see.
Did you guys ever find out did Kenny Galladay meet with the Bears or not? Did we find out?
That was the rumor.
Your info was correct, Sylvie.
Because a friend of mine emailed me, and a guy I haven't talked to in a while, but I go way back with to high school. He claimed that Kenny Galladay was in town at a restaurant with Pace and Nagy. So
looks like he was right.
Yeah, Schefter reported that and said that.
They offered him 1 year, $12 million. Is that right?
Who did?
Is that did I see that, or was that crazy?
The Bears did?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I read somewhere where he was looking for a deal that was averaging $18.5 million a year.
I don't know. I thought I saw something as we were going off the air earlier today. Maybe I was wrong.
Juju Smith-Schuster just signed, before we came on, back with the Steelers, despite the fact that the Ravens offered him $5 million more.
Wow.
He went back 1 year, $8 million, and I think the Ravens were offering him 1 year, $13 million.
Here. Somebody in the chat just said it here. Biggs reported 11 to 12 million for 1 year is what they offered Galladay.
He ain't signing that deal.
Yeah, he turned down a lot from Detroit, remember?
I don't know.
Look,
that's what I thought I saw that. So I guess a bunch of the guys in the chat are saying it was from Biggsy.
I think that the wide receiver position this year is going to be left out with regard to free agent money. Like maybe that's why Allen Robinson read the room and signed his franchise tag at $18 million, which will be more than any of these receivers get. Maybe plays the 1 year under the franchise tag, tries to hit free agency next year when the cap is significantly bigger.
Right. Waddle, is that that's an interesting point. I was surprised to read that he signed it so quickly. That doesn't sound like a guy who would ever hold out, right? I mean, you're agreeing to play under the franchise tag, right?
I'm skeptical that anyone's going to offer a wide receiver in this market any more than $18 million a year. So maybe what he thinks, maybe the best ploy is to sign the franchise tag, play here for 1 year, and then try get out to free agency next year when everyone's got more money to spend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he surveyed the room and he's like, I better sign it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Carm. I think so.
I think you're right. Let's see. Somebody in the chat too said that there was a report that the Chiefs offered Juju like $12 million for 1 year.
I saw that as well, but I the one thing I did feel was legit was that the Ravens wanted him and offered him more, and he decided to stay in Pittsburgh on a 1-year deal.
Wow. Crazy.
Also, let's give a shout out to Protect Chicago, another partner here with the vaccines, right? Hoodie, I always hear you talk about Protect Chicago. It's something where you get the facts about the vax, right?
Indeed. Went to South Suburban College in South Holland, and we had a friend of ours say, "Oh, they give the shots here." My wife and I go up there, and they're like, "We don't see you on the list. We don't see you on the list." So we're waiting for a few minutes, and there's a guy that says, "Oh, let me see the ID. You're Jonathan Hood from ESPN. Let him through. Yes, let him through. Yes, Pfizer. Yes, let him through. Pfizer." And so
you got Pfizer or Moderna? Pfizer.
Pfizer. I work with Cap, so it's got to be Pfizer. And so I got the Pfizer. So I got one, and we'll get another one in April. But yeah, it's always important to get that vaccine shot, and I'm going to get another one in April. So I feel pretty blessed to get it. I'll tell you that.
Nice. Good, Hoodie.
Yeah. So shout out to Protect Chicago.
I'll tell you what, we keep hearing we got a couple of calls on this in the morning show about how the Bears are as bad as the Lions. I won't go that far until we actually see the bottom. I don't think that we're the bottom. I don't believe that.
I'm with you, Hoodie.
They got Man Campbell as their head. They got Man Campbell as their head coach.
We're gonna bite the knees off of them.
Yeah. So that I don't think that's. I don't think the Bears are at rock bottom. I don't believe that. I think that we might be a step above that, but I don't believe that we're rock bottom.
But by the way, really quick, Yurko, your guy Krautwig, some nice little footwork there to finish the layup. The Ramblers are up 5 now.
That's a good swing.
I saw 6 in a row. It was pretty nice. Impressive basketball being played by Loyola.
The Ohio State Oral Roberts game is down to the final 30 seconds. It's still a 2-point game.
Do you remember the story, Waddle, about Allen Robinson in Loyola? It was this time 3 years ago.
I think
on his brain.
Yeah, weren't we at somewhere at a bar in Rosemont?
Mm-hmm.
And Allen Robinson signed, and then he call us?
So Allen Robinson signed. We had him on for the first time, and it was right when Loyola hit the buzzer-beating shot. And there was half the interview, we couldn't hear Allen Robinson because the bar was going so crazy.
Yeah.
Well, where'd all the Loyola fans? They all came out of the woodwork for that one, huh?
Bar during the tournament and trying to do a real show. Great ideas.
Yeah.
This is more like it today. Yeah.
The tournament. We're gonna put you guys in a bar, a full capacity bar where didn't we also have Steve Kerr on during one of the tournament games?
I think we did too. We had Steve Kerr on, you're right, during the tournament, but we were at the trophy room that year.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
right.
I remember. Yeah, trophy room's a good place.
Good pizza there. Yeah.
Very good pizza. I don't know if they're still open. I like that place. Good pizza.
I think they're still I think they're still closed.
But none of you guys have lived until you do a March Madness bar show with Mongo.
Oh God. I can imagine
that quality analysis on college basketball from Mongo. I tell you what, Illinois is looking pretty good. I don't know who they are, brother, but they're in orange. so I mean, they're like, all right,
he'd like them.
Doing a show with Cap, right, Jonathan?
Because Texas is orange. You would love them. Mongo would love Texas and Illinois.
Yeah, all orange. All burnt orange.
Hey, Sylvie, this is a great run for Porter here. His last run with Loyola. It's a great run here. He's going to have. I can't wait for him to take that. Say again?
Is he going to stay there?
Yeah, I want him to stay. I think all of us want him to stay. But I mean, if it comes down to money and you feel like you can get generational wealth and you want to get out of this one bid league, I can understand if he leaves. I don't want him to go because I think it's a great story. Dudes walking to dorms and like knock, 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 knock. Are you coming to the game? Like, whoa, yeah, I want you to come to the game. I need you to come to the game. So, I mean, a grassroots effort, Tom, for him to be able to get students in there, that's great. But, I mean, this one big league will kill you. I mean, it's enough that Drake was able to sneak in, but that's hard every year. I cover the Flames.
What do they pay him, John? What do they pay him?
It's about 1.5, isn't it?
Oh.
That sounds about right. I'm not exactly sure, but that sounds about right. I mean, look, if he keeps doing what he's doing, or if they go on, like, I hope they don't go on too much of a run. I mean, no disrespect to Loyola, because I want Illinois to do well in this tournament, but like, if they go on a little run here, or he gets them again next year, like somebody's got to call him, right? I mean,
if they win this game today and they beat Illinois, he's not going to be there next year, is he?
No.
Somebody's going to beat down his door.
Are we specifically talking about Indiana? That IU would look at him and say, look, this guy took a team to the Final Four from Loyola, and it wasn't just like some fluky run. He built that program, and now he knows how to navigate recruiting, and he knows how to coach, and this is exactly the type of pro we need.
I mean, or are they thinking to themselves, well, we just did that with Archie. Like, look what he did at Dayton. He didn't go to a single tournament with Indiana. Are they thinking like, we need I don't know, we need a big name coach. We just did that with Archie and it didn't work. I'm not sure.
How long was Archie at Dayton? No.
How long was he at Dayton, Hoodie? Like 6, 7 years?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, he went to the tournament like 4 times with Dayton, didn't he? I thought.
Yeah, but it's a thankless
I'll
job,
look, Sylvie. Hold on.
But Carm, it's a thankless job. You're in Indiana, and you're not Bob Knight, and that's the whole thing. You want Dan Dockich to yell at you every day for 3 hours, saying that you're not Bob Knight every day. You just got the cold shower running every day. Like, I'm not Bob Knight. I'm not Bob Knight. I'm not. I mean, brutal. You don't want to deal with that shit every single day. You're not Bob Knight. It's crazy.
6 years at Dayton.
So 6 years at Dayton, and how many times did they go to the tournament?
4.
4 times. He took Dayton to the tournament 4 times. He didn't take Indiana once. So I don't know. Like, I thought Archie Miller was a good hire for them, and
it's never going to be good enough. It's never going to be good enough. There.
All your money at Brad Stevens. Don't you just give him whatever he wants and just?
Does he want that though, Adam? I mean, does he want to?
What success has he had in the NBA? Go back.
I know. But I mean, he left college. I don't know. I guess Butler and Indiana are different. I suppose.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
Ohio State and Oral Roberts tied at 64 with 15 seconds left, fellas.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said they're watching on delay and we shouldn't ruin it. But I mean, how can we not, guys? Come on.
Buzzer beaters. Come on. That's what this is.
Sorry, guys.
There's only one game on today. My bad.
Sorry, guys.
I love when people make demands on sports stations, I
know.
Don't give a score out. We're a fucking sports station.
Yeah, we can't help it. Sorry. Overtime.
Oh.
Yep. 64-64.
This is where you live bet Ohio State and pound them, no?
Yep.
Let's look at it.
No, I mean, there's something about like Oral Roberts up against Ohio State overtime. Like, the nerves have to set in at some point, don't
I don't get it. You didn't need a 3-pointer. This guy drives and makes sure he steps back to take a 3-pointer. For what? Why? Doesn't make any sense.
Thank you, Waddle,
I don't
for
know
that
much difference.
transition. Thank you, Waddle, for that transition. Now let's talk about DraftKings at Casino Queen Sportsbook. If you want a live bet, here's your opportunity right here. Just get on the phone and live bet it.
This is the time, isn't it? Like, what?
Locked on. It's locked on my site.
Is it?
Yeah, it's locked.
Abdallah, what do you got? What do you got for a line currently on the Ohio State Oral Roberts game?
I'm looking for it. Mine
won't let me play it.
What is it?
Yeah, mine's also locked.
Why do they do that? Give me the basic information.
Well, all these sports books are I mean, Carmen can better explain this probably, but all of these sports books are tied to casinos, and they have to wait for the casino to put up the live line, and then it's instantly like all of these, whether MGM or whoever owns them, they set the line, and then they go off of that.
Yeah, and sometimes they get to a point in a game where I just don't think they might want to stop taking action for whatever reason. I'm not sure. I mean, that's like, Furman would be actually the guy to really talk to about that, to get an idea of what's happening in the live situation.
Minus 260 on the money line.
Oh, you just got it? Is it unlocked?
Yeah, minus 260.
Minus 260.
Minus 260. I'll stay away from it. I mean, I would think they're going to win in overtime here.
You could, Garm, you could make that play minus 260, send that play out, and count it as a win if they actually win.
That's okay. I'll pass.
I mean, plus 198 if you like Oral Roberts.
I don't like Oral Roberts either. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it.
Or as we call them back in Cincinnati, Oral Bobby.
Oh, man.
Well, if somebody had Ohio State winning the overtime tip, they're a winner.
Did you make that bet?
I don't know if it was available. It was locked. It was locked, Carm.
Look, we're all fixated on this right now.
Carm, Connie's Pizza's a sponsor.
Yes.
What was that lady's name that I introduced her to everybody?
Anastasia.
Yeah. I swear to God, I'm sitting there introducing this lady. I thought she said her name was Anastasia. So I'm introducing her to all the guys because I had met her. And then finally she goes, well, my name's not Anastasia. I'm like, oh, well, I'm sorry. I thought you said Anastasia. I don't know where the hell I got Anastasia from.
I think her name
was Connie's Pizza used to be on with us in the past.
Oh, Connie's has been on all of over the years a lot. No, I think her name was like Becky, and Yurko was calling her Anastasia. Yes. I don't.
It wasn't even close.
Not even close.
I don't know. Somewhere in the deep recesses of my brain, I pulled Anastasia out.
You went with it for a while too. She's like, "Hey, nice to meet you." Finally, she said, "My name's not Anastasia. It's Becky."
Becky. I'm like, whoops.
Did that happen too, Carm, with the guy from Binny's?
It happened with Brett Pontani, who's the whiskey, the whiskey buyer for Binny's. Yurko called him. I don't know. Yurko introduced me to him the first time as Bob. I don't even remember. I think he was like,
this is Perini. I kept calling him Perini.
Oh, that's what it was. He called him. Yeah. He goes, this is Brett Perini. And so Brett, ends up knowing my dad for a long time because my dad's in the liquor business. And, and so he's talking to me and he's mentioning how, I've known your old dad for 20 years, blah, blah, blah. And so, I'd known Brett maybe a year at this point. Always thought his last name was Perini. When I finally said something to my dad about Brett Perini, my dad goes, who are you talking about? And I said, Brett Perini. My dad goes, I don't know any Brett Perini. And I said, the whiskey buyer, Dad. I'm like, you're senile, the whiskey buyer at Binny's. And he goes, that's Brett Pontani. And I called Yurko. I'm like, dude, you're saying, and Yurko's saying his name on the air, giving him, and Brett never said anything. Yurko's saying the wrong name on the air, giving him love, and it's not even the right guy.
Didn't Brett think there was another Brett that you guys were referring to and never really put two and two together?
Who knows? I'll give you the greatest all time though. So we used to have our old general manager was Bob Snyder, right? You guys remember Bob?
Yeah.
And we had two employees that worked with us. You guys will remember Dave Miska and Nick Pinto, right? And so Bob put together there was this floor hockey league, this co-ed floor hockey league at Windy City Fieldhouse. And Bob wanted the station it was like in a softball league. We're going to play in this floor hockey league. And he said, Carm, you play hockey, you got to play in this league. Okay, so we're playing in this league, and he's recruiting all these different people to play. And before the game, he's like, okay, Carm, you're going to play on a line with Keith Scarillia, and you play with Miska. And I'm looking around, I'm like, Miska? I'm like, Miska's not even here. I go, Miska's not here. And Nick Pinto raises his hand and goes, I'm Miska.
Because he'd been calling him Miska for years, right?
He'd been calling him damn Miska forever. I'm like, fucking Miska's not here. I'm like, where? Miska's at the other station. So I'm like, where? And Pinto, yeah, I'm Miska. I was fucking great. I'm like, oh my God. So funny. He's better than Yurko though, mixing up names.
It happens.
Dude, look at this. Fucking Oral Roberts is up 3.
Yeah.
His free throw. That's going to come back to haunt him.
Dude averages 90% from the stripe, and he just missed one.
And he missed
that was hard off the iron.
Hey, what about your Beavers, Yerk?
The Beavers.
Which ones?
Beavers. Look at Black.
Do you want to talk about that, Yerk, now? Or
I was going to say, which ones?
It is a Friday.
That's for later.
I'm like, geez, another Blue Chew conversation? What are we doing here?
Promo code ESPN.
We're talking about them on the air the other day, and you go the first team that I got out, the Beavers. The Beavers are out.
Beavers, baby.
Oh yeah, when they're out, the good kids out too. Yeah,
it's gonna be a hell of a night in Northwest Indiana.
Okay, let me tell you, if Loyola Chicago pulls it off, it will be.
What if
Nice
Oral Roberts?
I got Ohio State in the Final Four. Anybody else?
I do not.
Yeah, I got them in the Final Four.
I have them losing.
It's starting to look sketchy. It's looking sketchy.
Round 6.
Kaplan had him in the Final Four.
I'll figure it out. I'll find a way to figure it out.
We can watch him watch this game. He dipped out early because he probably couldn't save face.
I have Ohio State losing to Texas Tech, so
I don't, unfortunately.
Hoodie, I know I have the pad out. You got to have Miller bring back the stuff that he said about Gar Foreman and the stuff that he said about Jim Boeheim. You could edit it because it's profane. But boy, did he go after those guys.
He called him an MFer, I guess.
I got to go back and watch
MFer.
that.
Right when Friedel came on, he had a Jim Boeheim shirt on, like a cartoon picture of Boeheim. And it's not even a hello or a hi. And Captain goes, Jim Boeheim, that MFer this and fuck this guy and all this stuff. It was like, what are you doing?
It was hostile.
What did he do? What did Boeheim do?
He was in the midst of losing a bet he had. He had the over. The score was the under, I think, in the Texas Tech game or whatever it was. He was in bad mood.
Vikings Scott.
He's mad at a team that should be in the tournament.
Oh,
what does Viking Scott say?
Viking Scott has chimed in with the Ohio State currently down. The Big Ten sucks, just like I said.
You guys have a bet with him, right?
Yes,
all we need is one Big Ten team in the Final Four. That's it.
And we're winners. But he
win.
said there'll be no Big Ten teams in the Final Four.
So what happened here? Did OSU spit the bit last week? Because they played well in Indy, but like this is.
He was at the letdown. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know.
They did kind of limp to the. They played bad at the end of the regular season. They played poorly at the end of the regular season. And I thought they responded last week pretty well. But
they did. Yeah. They could have beat Illinois.
I know. We should have bet it at 2-1, boys.
The Twitch chat wants you to tell the Wonder Woman joke. Is this something that's too inappropriate?
Oh,
Carm, didn't you tell this joke when we were in Boston and we were in a car driving?
I don't know what it is, so if it's too inappropriate, don't do it. But the Twitchers are asking.
Well, what do you mean it's too inappropriate? We've been dropping F-bombs like there's no tomorrow.
No, but listen.
The aristocrat joke is a bit inappropriate. I wouldn't ask you to do that on this.
I don't know, man.
I'm going to pass because I don't want to.
Look at his face.
The next time we're out, look, we're going to be like slowly but surely, everybody, we're going to be out.
Carmen and I just went to lunch.
When you see us at a bar next time,
yes,
come ask and I will tell you. But I don't want to do it here just in case. It's
dude, guys canceled all the time even on Twitch. I wouldn't do it.
All right,
you can say motherfucker, but
we asked.
You can say motherfucker, but
well, we can say motherfucker, but I wouldn't want to tell that in a public setting like this. I'll do it, but I did tell it when me and Sylvie and Waddle and I don't know if Danny was with us.
I'm not gonna lie, Carm, I forgot it, so I can't wait to hear it again.
Well, it's like I waited. We were going back to the hotel after a night of eating and drinking in the North End. And we're in a cab. And I waited for it to get quiet. Like all of a sudden there was a lull in the conversation. Like nothing was said for about 30 seconds. So I just busted into the joke. And when I got to the punchline, I thought Waddle was gonna fucking piss himself. I mean, he was laughing so hard.
So did you tell that to me on the air, and that's why the listeners know that you have a woman?
No, we've referenced it before.
Okay. Yes,
and so people have always tried to get me to tell it on the air, but I could never on the air, and so now they're saying, well, we're swearing and working blue, but it's still. I'll do it. I'm gonna pass.
It's as dirty as they come, right? I mean,
yeah, it's pretty dirty.
Literally.
I do love the aristocrats, though. I love when Kevin Pollak does it. And he's doing Christopher Walken.
Godfrey's the best one. Gilbert
is good.
Godfrey's is good, yeah.
Gilbert is good. But
doesn't Bob Saget have a good one too?
He does. Saget's is good. and
And
you're right.
Lampanelli.
Gilbert's is good, but when Pollock does it as walk-in, it's the best. He's like, this happened to my uncle. He was a talent agent, and he does the whole thing as Christopher Walken. I've got this act that involves my whole family. I mean, it's so good, and he can't even get through it without laughing because he's doing the joke, and it's so funny.
I grabbed Ohio State when they were like minus 120 before they were losing.
Missed free throw just now, though. That's a tough one right there.
Sylvie, stop ruining it.
Am I a little ahead?
Are you ahead?
A couple free throws that they bricked down there.
What count do you guys have? I have 72-69. What do you guys have?
So do I.
269, and he just missed both free throws.
He missed both.
Yeah, I have it as Oral Roberts winning a final on my TV.
You are flying. Listen here, McFly. I don't know what you're in.
Yurko, look at your Yurko. Look at your Beavers, Yerk. 27-11.
Yeah.
Tennessee's down. Tennessee's down.
Wait a second. Was your betting on the Beavers or betting against the Beavers?
I don't know. I
I'm a big fan of the Beavers, man.
I thought he bets on the Beavers.
Man, I always put something on the Beavers, guys.
Tennessee's down this year, Carl.
Whether it's a small wager or a big wager.
Which is
Tennessee's down, Hoodie. You're right.
Well,
they still got a chance.
Hoodie.
Oh my God!
Ohio State's going to lose this game.
They're going to lose.
They are. Oral Roberts has got to do something now. If it stays at 72, that's not a winning number. They need to do a little bit better.
I don't want to piss off any of our Buckeye fans, but I don't. This is like one of those when you don't have Ohio State going as far as you think a lot of people might. Like, I don't mind this at all because I bet you a lot of people have Ohio State making a run.
Final Four, Carm.
Yeah, so I don't mind it.
I'm not entered in a single pool, but I do have them in the Final Four. I guess it's meaningless because I don't have any money on them.
Well, can you make money out? What do you mean? You put it somewhere where you can't make any money?
I put it on
I just filled one out for blanks and giggles.
Yeah,
Okay.
because there was so much controversy at the station because of the Meller situation.
Yeah.
Morton
Nobody
Mellon.
wanted to do it. Oh, we still got the game, boys.
Oh, not
It's a big shot, guys. I don't know if you saw
Got
that.
to foul right now, right? Don't you foul right now? Yeah.
Well, I think you try to force a steal and foul. Yeah.
You have to.
Got to extend the game, right?
Yes. And now you're still going to have a chance with a three.
Yes.
Even if they make both free throws.
What's the Ohio State player have written on his left arm? Is that the Serenity Prayer?
I don't know.
I mean, it's a lot of stuff. Look at
It's
that.
a lot.
It's going to take some time.
That's some fine penmanship right there.
Yerk, I bet you find some ladies out there tonight that have some Bible verses on their wrist. No?
Oh, boy. I'm not worried about their wrists. I'm worried about the smells of their back, my friend.
Butterflies on their lower back.
That's an intricate little Japanese design, Angel. What does that mean? Come hither.
All right. It's still one possession game, though.
Is that a big bag of weed, Silly?
Yeah, what is that? What did you get?
That's a big bag of weed. Look at that.
What are those, cashews?
Cashews.
That's birthday cake.
Did you bring cashews with you on vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Who doesn't?
For the plane, got to have something, yeah.
Here we go.
I'm a fat fuck, so.
3-point game, guys.
They're not going for the quick two.
No. Oh, he
That's
traveled. He traveled.
No!
Sweet mother of
Great
Jesus. Oh.
Final!
For
Oral Roberts! Oral
Wow.
Roberts!
Oh,
Oral Roberts.
Bobby!
And there's your first bracket buster, ladies and gentlemen.
That's I bet you Viking Scott's all up in your stuff right now.
Oh,
I bet he is.
Now, he non-stop. Oh,
That
heaven.
is good. Oral Roberts has won. Good God Almighty.
Wow.
Tyler had Ohio State in the Sweet 16.
He did. But he also gave out Oral Roberts plus 15.5. So
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, that's a good one.
So you bet that, Adam?
yeah.
I had Ohio State in the Sweet 16 too, actually, but I didn't have them winning after that. So
Who's the three on that side?
The 3 is Arkansas. I think Arkansas is dangerous.
Yeah, Arkansas was down big against Colgate, but they made it happen.
They covered too.
Well, listen, Arkansas's got a free walk now.
The Must Bus.
Well, Florida, now
they
Florida
play
could get
one.
into the Sweet 16 now.
That's awesome.
And then
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Not with that, coach.
Tell Carmen to get the sandwiches ready.
We got plenty of teams left, Scotty.
Yeah.
Illinois.
Hey, you referenced this earlier, Hoodie. How far have we come? We've got to scroll now. It goes final. We've got to scroll.
We got to scroll. Take that, Jude. We got to scroll.
Take that, Jude.
Hey, I'm sitting in the Jude update booth right now.
Are you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm in because we had an echo, so I'm sitting in here. The Dave Jude update studio.
Did he scratch his name underneath the console?
Yeah,
Chris, we got to
the
put
ghost of Jude is still in here.
All right,
we got to put a plaque up there, Chris, like the Dave Jude Memorial Studio. You know, like that's his. Man.
I
That's
love
the
that.
honorary studio.
Hack job.
I don't know if you guys are any of those pools that have finals all the way along the way where you've got 16 or 32 winners in the first round, but 5 has come up 4 times today in all the scores. So if you take a look at the scores, all the finals, you'll see that 5 is the prominent number today. So, that's where you'd love to have a 5 and at least get some of your money back. But it's the number that I see the most frequent today.
8-5, 7-5 we've seen.
Yeah, a lot of 5s, kid.
857-309.
Jenny, don't change your number.
6-5, 7-5, 8-5. We've seen a 6-5, a 7-5, and an 8-5.
Yep.
2-7-5.
Your head's on a swivel. There's all types of gambling out there, guys.
The Georgia Tech coach has got a really good head of hair. I'm telling you right now. I mean,
he
great
does.
head of hair.
How can you tell he's got a
Pastner.
mask and he's got the whole thing on? He's got a
He's got
helmet
a
on.
fro. That's a fro I aspire to have.
Pastor's got a
The
good
fro
head.
is tremendous. It's a great fro.
Got a good head.
It's great.
Hoodie, if Tennessee loses to Oregon State, how long is that floppy top post game going to be?
About 12 hours. And they're going to try to chase Rick Barnes out. I'm just telling. I mean, floppy top. Their football operation is so bad, and then their basketball has been down. Floppy top, or as we call in the college show sometimes, sloppy top. Yerk. Sometimes, I mean, it's just so bad. It's a bad program. It really has been.
PB.
Boys. How we doing?
Good. How you doing, buddy?
Doing all right. Just
Coach
saw
strangle any of his players today?
Pardon me?
Your coach strangle any of his players today?
That's Izzo being Izzo. That he does that every day. They just had the shirt tug last night. That was the only thing he added to the equation. That's par for the course.
Look at you still representing even after the loss.
Yeah, but it's black. I'm in mourning.
You're in mourning.
You had to love Ohio State getting beaten by the Oral Bobbies.
We got the iconic shot. Remember how Northwestern lost and Jim Phillips' son was caught?
Yeah.
They have the Ohio State fan already
bawling.
It's probably my buddy Phil.
What's the dumber debate? Is it one shining moment debate that we've had over through the years, or is it the Sister Jean debate?
The Sister Jean debate.
Yeah, I don't see why that's even debatable. Like, just let her be a part of Loyola and let's just do her thing. It's all it's doing is bringing attention to Loyola that they otherwise would not get.
Right.
I don't see the negative.
Right.
Herman's so distraught he didn't even join us today.
Danny?
Yeah. He's so
gearing up
distraught about it, he didn't even join the dance cast today.
He's gearing up
Is
for
he
Kansas.
coming on soon? We still got a half hour.
Are you guys tipping a beverage? Are we doing a little dance cast beverage?
Tip a beverage. I'm gonna roll, boys.
Hey, happy
All right,
birthday.
Carmen, get the hell out.
We're gonna take Gio to dinner for his birthday.
Where does Gio want to go for his what is his 9th birthday?
9th birthday. Where else? We're going to Bridgeport to Gio's.
Gio.
There's a place in There's a great place in Bridgeport called Gio's Cafe. It's awesome, and he wants to go there. We're like, all right, let's go.
They're slicing the garlic now with the razor blade.
So then a little Rick Benny's afterwards, a little stuff.
Get a little steak sandwich afterwards, hoodie. Yeah.
Armin, before you leave, before you leave, who do you like tonight? Just give everybody who just tuned in your picks for tonight and maybe early tomorrow morning before the odds couple airs.
I like, and the podcast is up on the app. I like Syracuse tonight, just because I like I said, I always like them when they get into games against teams that don't know them well and don't see that zone a lot. And San Diego State didn't play any true zone teams this year. I kind of like them. I'd like LSU a little bit tomorrow. I think the LSU St. Bonaventure game is going to be great. I really I like LSU a little bit. Mike likes Wisconsin. Although tread lightly, Roy Williams 29-0 in the first round in his career. That's amazing. Maybe he's due for a loss. Mike likes Wisconsin. Mike also likes Villanova. I know Winthrop's a really popular pick. Mike likes Villanova -6.5. I kind of like Nova a little bit too. Definitely to win the game. I don't know if I like him as much to cover, but Mike loves his system spit out Villanova. And he's been unbelievable. There's DZ. All right, DZ, you take over. Have fun.
What's
Go
up,
Kansas.
Tom?
Go Kansas. Rock chalk.
Rock chalk.
See the hair, Danny. Let's see
What's
the
up,
hair.
boys? How's everyone doing?
What's up, DZ?
We just had a really good conversation about Sister Jean. So welcome to the
I was sitting backstage. I was chomping at the bit to get in. Nobody wanted me in on the Sister Jean stuff. Listen, I got no problem with Sister Jean. She's a sweet old lady. Just I think that there's players on the team and a coach that deserve the shine. Instead of showing a sweet old lady petting a dog all day on Twitter, we should be focusing on the coach and the players ready to actually play a game. That's my only there.
So you're going to get suspended off of this dance cast too? You're already suspended the other day for your
Listen,
Sister
Cap's
Jean
not here to
rant.
bitch and moan about it, so I can talk about Sister Jean. Unless you
Wanna
were the
make
guy
sure
that
that you're
complained,
okay.
Hoodie. I'm fine.
I wouldn't do that.
Which-
I'm on your side.
Which player on Loyola do you think deserves more credit because Sister Jean's getting it?
I can't name a single player on Loyola. I can't name one. And you know why I can't name one? Because we focus on Sister Jean.
Well, you're a sports guy. You could figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not
Avery
gonna-
knows. Tell your dad, Avery.
Yeah. No, listen, I would know maybe if she wouldn't hog the spotlight.
Wow.
Porter Moser deserves a little of that.
Really?
Yeah, listen, you know how I feel about this. It's not a shock to anyone.
Zetterman, what are you curling up with right now? Lemon water and a celery stick? What do you got going on there on a Friday afternoon?
Right now, I got some mineral water, and
Oh.
once dinner starts, we're gonna have some red wine. But listen, are you on the show or am I on the show?
What time, Danny? What time does Kansas play?
12:15 tomorrow.
Okay, so like what? 9:30. Bill Self glues his toupee on, or a little earlier?
Again, what's the reason for that? Why you gotta take? How great is this shirt? January, February, Kansas, April, May. Leave Bill Self alone. How many of you got screwed by the OSU outcome?
Okay.
That probably wrecked a lot of brackets.
LSU outcome.
The OSU lost here. They were a 2 seed.
Oh, you said OSU. I thought you said LSU. I go, what the hell happened to LSU?
Oral Roberts.
Loyola's up 5 right now.
See, here's what's
Here
going to
goes
happen,
Josh
Sylvie.
Buckley.
So
What's
here's
that?
what's going to happen. When Porter Moser goes to another program, SEC, Big Ten, whatever, he's going to go recruiting and he's going to tell the powers that be, yeah, I got a big guy. He's 6'7", 6'8", he's got a little mustache. He's going to be our centerpiece. And they're going to be like, what the fuck? What? Like, that doesn't work here, right? That's like, it might work in the Valley, but that won't work here. No, he's our centerpiece. No, that's not going to work. What do? We got in trouble. So that's the thing. Like, I want Porter to stay. I really want him to stay. I hope that he does, but you can understand if he leaves. I get it.
But he's not going to DePaul. Like, Jay Hood, where do you think the next spot is for Porter? Like a Big Ten school?
Well, like Sylvie said, Indiana, and I wouldn't want that. I know that there's good money, but you'll never be Bob Knight, so it can't be there. You'll always.
How about Michigan State?
Huh?
How about Michigan State?
Does that guy look like he's gonna get pulled out of there anytime soon?
So it sounds like a good job where it's not a one bid league, Pat. Like, that's the whole thing with this league. Is this like it's a one big Drake just happened to slip in there. He wants to have his opportunity to get paid and be able to win a championship. And I'm like, The Loyola thing it has a ceiling to its success. It's great they went to the Final Four. I don't know if this can happen again.
Dude, but Hoodie, though, I mean, IU basketball, I know how long it's been. I know what you were saying about Dockage. But man, like they present you with a check and the keys to the Indiana program, that's one of those programs that you just don't say no to, right?
Yeah, you can't. I mean, look, you'll get paid, but you look at Archie. Archie's there for 4 years and gets fired. It's just never going to be good enough. Look, all of us here know the gravitas of Indiana and what Indiana basketball means. But it's kind of like Nebraska football, the same way. It's like, oh, we should be in the national championship every year. Well, but Tommy Frazier's not walking through the door. You're not the same program you were when we were kids. And so I just think from Indiana's standpoint, look, Indiana was once great. But to a 17, 18-year-old kid, they say, oh, Indiana, these old banners. Yep, so what does this mean? Because you guys haven't won in a long time. I think the recruiting also is an issue.
See, I think with the right guy, though, just like the Illini job, 5 years ago after Gross, everyone was saying that, oh, who the hell wants to coach Illinois? What are they? They've never won a title. But we know that Illini job is still a really good job. And if you get the right coach in there, like they did with Underwood, that you can still be a number one seed as one of the favorites to win a title. So I think you could do the exact same, if not more, in Indiana.
You should probably want Porter out so that way SIU could take over the Valley, right?
Right. I would be worried that my guy Mullins would leave his alma mater to go back to Loyola because he's from Chicago. He was his assistant.
Right. I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see. I mean, say for instance they get beat by Georgia Tech. So what else does Porter have to prove? What does he have to prove? Is Loyola going to go up to about $5-6 million a year? Probably not. Probably not.
Unless he's their fits. If he's just happy, right? Like there's not a price you can put on happiness.
Yeah.
Since Danny and I are both on here, let's give a shout out to Weed Man. We care for your lawn. Spring is here. You got to clean up all that stuff from the winter. You got to get ready for the spring. Maybe some fresh mulch. Get that mulch going so it smells all like fresh and clean. Clean out all those gutters and whatnot.
Right.
Weedman.com for all your professional lawn care needs. Right, Danny?
I use Weed Man. My lawns never look better. Honest to God, no crabgrass. Looks magnificent.
Perfect. No seeds, no stems, right?
No, that'll give you a headache.
Is that
Plus
snow
you're buying
mold?
bad
You
shit.
remove some of that snow mold off your grass?
Yeah, they do it all.
Nice
They do
thatching? They give you nice thatching?
Oh, yeah. Best thatching I ever had. I haven't had a thatching like that in a long time.
Oh, I can imagine.
Don't forget the line today, Yerk. Don't forget the line when you go in the bars tonight. Hey, good evening. Oral Roberts. How are you, ma'am? What's your name?
Yes. That would work, too, by the way.
Oral
Actually,
Roberts.
the one I like is, they're standing next to you and say, hey, how are you? And then you go, is this felt? You're talking about their clothes. Is this felt? She goes, oh, no. She goes, well, it is now. Hi, I'm Yurko. It works. It works. Surprisingly, it works.
No, the best one is what is it? I'm single and I'm rich.
That was the one for the young lady that was walking by. Single and I'm rich. What do you think?
That was the Cubs playoff. We were walking
That's
down
right.
Addison Street. I'm rich and I'm single, sweetheart.
That's it. Right there. What do you think?
What do you think?
She was working. Give me a price. I said, too much.
Not that rich.
Yeah.
What's in the cup today, Johnny?
I'm just drinking coffee right now, guys. It's a little too early to drink. I stopped by our bar a little bit earlier on my way home to pick up a sandwich. And stopped by, saw the boys. They're all up there getting ready to rock. And picked up a couple sandwiches for the kids so they could eat. And then everything was good. So I had a couple of Captain and Cokes earlier, but since I got home, I've been drinking nothing but coffee.
When does Johnny go back out? When does the night?
I catch the nap and go out about 10:30.
Okay.
Start culling the weak ones from the herd.
That's right.
That's right. I've been asleep for an hour.
No, take about a 4 or 5 hour nap. That way I'm fresh as a daisy. Get some
Perfect.
lunges in, some hamstring stretches, some quad stretches.
Hey, when are the golf courses going to start opening up in Northwest?
They're
Indiana?
open. They're open. Yeah. What are you waiting for? Get your ass down here.
No, I got to swing that club.
Sandy Pines tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.
Where does she live?
Whoa.
What's whoa? What are you, Boyle? You never woke up in the morning?
Well, no, I do, but if you're going out at 10:30, I figure you're coming home at 3.
Oh, boys, I'm not playing, but there's a standing tee time down there at 7.
Okay.
He's meeting.
I don't play until the weather gets in the 70s.
You're hoping to meet Sandy Pines tonight.
Oh, hey, let me tell you. Hey. She's going to meet Johnny Redwood tonight.
Hi, I'm Johnny Dalton.
I love the strategy, though.
You guys are terrible. I can't believe you guys speak that way. What's that?
I love the strategy, though. You don't go.
You gotta have
like
it.
7 or 8. Yeah, 10:30 or 11.
Yeah,
there you go.
You don't have a game plan, you're in trouble, man. You can't just go out there hoping things are going to happen. You got to go out there with a game plan. I mean, when I leave, I got like the game of risk out. You know, I'm like, all right, I'm going to maneuver here. I'm going to maneuver there. I'm going to overplay my hand in this situation, see if it does work out positively for me.
What was the plan? The Mariska Okay, what did you say? The Mariska what? What did you say?
I didn't say Mariska anything.
No.
I said the game of risk.
Oh, I see.
Game of risk.
Yes.
Yeah, so you gotta maneuver around. You don't just play Monopoly and land on things and say, "Oh, I'll buy. I'm buying." No, you gotta have a game plan.
By the way, Big Z says only transaction for the Bears on the NFL personnel notice today were the signings of Cairo Santos and Mario Edwards Jr. No high-profile releases made today. That should.
So we still haven't seen the high-profile releases.
What do you got? What were you guys talking about with Akeem Hicks yesterday? Do you believe they can get something for him, or is he going to be a release?
I don't know what can you get for him, because if you trade for him, you're going to have to pay, what is it, a $12 million salary?
Yeah, I think he's going to be leaving. He's tired of Waddle's shit.
Team Waddle. Team Waddle.
I think that's why
that took a turn. That interview took a turn like no other interview you guys have ever done. Was that the biggest about face you guys have ever had on Waddle and Sylvie?
That's one of them. I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, we had other doozies, but I don't think anything that kind of stopped, pivoted, and went the other direction as fast as that did.
You guys were like buddies, Chuckle Hut, and then the next thing you know, he's like, "I'm done."
He was looking for a way out.
Is usually they're my fault. Whenever like things get like a little dicey, it's because of something stupid I said. This was the first time where I was feeling a little bit weird. The road that Waddle was going down, and then he made the crack. It was, and I'm like, oh. I knew right. I'm like, and I probably did rile him up earlier when I said it's been 34 years since you won a Super Bowl, and he didn't take too kindly.
That's not on him.
No, but that was my point on why fans boo. Like, it's been bad before you got here. Like, we're just not looking at you guys when we boo. We're looking at the history we've been through as a fan base. So that's why we boo.
He's tired of that harsh Waddle coverage every day between 2 and 6.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm out of this market. I can't take it.
Right. Exactly. I'm steamrolling them for sure every single day.
Exactly. By the way, that crawl you just put up there, that should be the crawl for the future. Put that Hartford crawl back up there. That was awesome. Hartford loses but covers. You don't get that. See, you don't get that on SportsCenter. See, that's a double whammy right there. They covered and they lost. That's a good crawl right there. That's a restaurant quality crawl right there, Adam.
I heard Nance the other day trying tap dance around a cover or something. Why are some of the national announcers still scared to go there?
They shouldn't be.
Good question. Yeah,
Al Michaels is the Pied Piper. If Al Michaels can do it, why wouldn't everybody else follow that?
I think with the new television deal, isn't the Fox contract is tied to some sort of betting, scenario as well. So I mean, like the NFL is diving, both feet in.
All our money is tied to gambling right now. I mean, just listen, right?
And I'd like to take this opportunity to say shout out to Bet Rivers Sportsbook, guys.
Thank you, Chris.
Shout out. Bet Rivers Sportsbook.
And also our fine friends at Mazda. Hoodie Mazda.
There we go.
I got a Mazda.
Mazda. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
CX-9, baby.
Tell us about it, PB.
I like it. The clubs fit in the back. The family can fit in there. You get around to Chicago, and you can fit into the tight parking spaces. And I don't have any penises drawn on my car like Waddle does. So
Charlie.
It works out fantastically.
Charlie.
It's got anti-penis technology.
It does. By the way, did you guys?
Hey, so did my ex-wife. Hey.
Put on a T.
She mastered it. 18 months worth. Maroon.
Johnny, that's the easiest home run you've ever hit, right there.
It was a bunny. I just tapped it in. That's all.
Georgia Tech tied at 43, fellas.
Yeah, Loyola was down by 4 a little bit earlier. Waddle, what have you found out anything about who's been any new designs?
New designs for what?
Well, since you're out of town,
a real nice scrotum.
Designs.
Yeah. There's more hair attached to the artwork now than there used to be.
Whoa!
Oh, pubes.
No. Since you're out of town and you're probably out of contact with everyone, I think my car is probably safe.
Yeah.
This is a good bit, though. The fact that we don't know who it is and it's been like 7-8 months, this is a good.
Look at Sylvie smiling. There's a strong suspicion that he has a hand in this in some way, shape, or form.
Sylvie would have taken a victory lap on this already.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would.
You're right.
Hold this.
We started talking about
it by now.
We started talking about it. Sylvie sat back in his sofa and was just like a happy little camper.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Should have saw the grin on his face.
He's got a little mole inside that.
Who's his mole?
He's
Meller?
sitting inside his office. He's down in the basement where he does the broadcast. He's got the white cat on his lap, just sitting there.
Yeah.
Petting the cat as he
He's petting the cat.
Yeah. As he schemes from the bunker over there.
Go right back to Yurko's Friday night.
He's got a stooge. His stooge is handling it for him.
Look at him. He's got that shit-eating grin on his face.
Yeah, but who? Pat brings up the best point. Who's doing it?
Don't know. Like I said, you have an accomplice.
He's currently traveling west on I-80.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's only one man here that owns the check.
Yeah, Yerk knows.
Are you the kid, Captain Ski?
Yeah, there's only one
champion of the world.
There was one guy who wasn't on this broadcast today. Let's see.
Who could it be now?
Yurko, you got paid, by the way, in the fantasy league by Meller?
Yeah.
You're the only one.
Yeah, you try owing money to Yurko.
Hey, listen, I don't know what to tell you. I was a gentleman. I talked to him. I didn't yell at him. I didn't degrade him. I didn't belittle him. I talked to him like a gentleman. So the minute he got the money, he goes, by the way, I'm going to give you the money. He goes, Sylvie's going to wait until the hell freezes over before he sees his money. So there you go. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, why you have a chicken over your right shoulder?
Instead of ripping Meller.
What is that little rat, Danny?
You're a chicken on your right shoulder.
Rat. It's a Jayhawk. Baby Jay.
Looks like a rat.
Yeah, what's it?
Show respect.
Show respect.
Show respect.
Sylvie, who hasn't paid in that league? Isn't that the person you should be going after, not the commish?
Well, no. Well, here's my thing. If people haven't paid, that's also a duty of the commissioner. Like he supposedly didn't email anybody when they've wanted to pay. And I look, it's a thankless job being a commissioner. But if you're not going to collect, it's now not up to me to start finding out who hasn't paid and get a couple hundred from this dude and get 100 from this dude.
Hey, you want it bad enough, you got to show.
Comptroller.
You got to show 2 to 6 a 50,000 watt blowtorch.
Yeah, and I brought it up originally after the Super Bowl as like hey, am I out of line? I was like, it's been a month. Am I out of line?
Yeah. Am I out of line that my commissioner's a deadbeat?
And Chad Millman said,
ask that as a question.
Chad Millman's the gambling guy, Waddle. What did he say? He said, not only are you not out of line, like that is something where things start to happen with people, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he in essence
You
say
know
that?
What does
I
that
agree
mean?
with
Things
you.
starts to happen. You're gonna break his kneecaps?
Right.
Well, not me. He's saying
You're gonna hire someone?
Listen, in big money leagues, yes.
Somebody
Not in the peanut league we play for.
There's no punishment for Miller. What are you gonna do? Take being the commissioner away from him? Then nobody's gonna do it, and the league's gonna die.
You take the pinky. You start with this knuckle. You move down to that one. Then you get the whole finger.
You draw penises on the back of your car.
I'm not doing a punishment. And next year, PB, people have suggested if we do this league again, that they have rules put in place where if you're not paid by opening day, your roster is frozen. Like you cannot make any sort of roster transactions until you give your fee.
Right.
Like, come on.
If you go to the draft, you pay. If you don't have a real draft, then it's a problem.
Exactly.
Yes, league are you guys in?
I don't know.
We got a league where guys are not in the same town, so you do it remotely. The guy that ended up winning the championship wasn't even there. He drafted automatically. He did an auto draft and ended up winning this year.
Each you guys with
Delaney.
And this is why I refuse to run an NCAA pool at the radio station.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There you go.
I won 1 year with North Carolina. I'm still waiting to get paid.
It's a thankless job being commissioner. I'm not ripping that. I would never want to be the commissioner because of that. I'm just saying if you are, now you gotta do your
Johnny, that's a lot of coffee you've had today.
Not enough, guys.
You're gonna be
It's
up
only
late.
half a cup. Every time I put it in here, it's a half a cup. So, as I suspected, Danny, I was right all along. You better bet your sweet aching Panotskis that's correct.
The Fighting Sister Jeans are up 3.
What exactly were you correct on?
Everything.
Sick.
Everything. That ho-hos are better than lettuce.
I'm for nutritionist. Do you agree?
Danny?
Sure. Yeah, I'm not going to argue. Sure. Ho-hos are better than lettuce.
Correct.
All hoes are better than lettuce. Ho-hos.
Right there.
And you're gonna take a nap? Like you've had all this coffee and now you're gonna take a nap?
Danny, I'm thinking about smoking some salmon. Will you come on over this weekend and help me smoke some salmon?
Yeah, will Chauncey be there? Count me
Oh,
in.
Chauncey won't spank the salmon. I only bring Chauncey here if he's going to spank my salmon for me.
It's
And
Friday.
Sylvia, you got to slap the couch.
It's Friday, so Chauncey's already set up in here in the sleeping bag because he's got to be up here so early.
Not shocked, boy. Every time he invites me to go fishing, go hunting, I know it's never going to happen. Sure, Chauncey, we'll try it again this year. Not going to happen.
Well, you probably can't go because you don't have nut huggers like him. You can't go on a trip without the nut huggers. You know that, right?
I don't have bibs. I got to get some bibs.
And a hammock. Don't forget the hammock. Not hammock. Hammock.
Oh, yeah.
Or the ham hock.
Got to have the hammock.
Oh, man.
If you go out at 10:30 and you strike out, what time will you go home?
Oh, I'll give it about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
3 hours.
Quite some
Because you never know. Hey, the bewitching hour is about 1. 1 a.m.'s the bewitching hour.
What time do the lights come on in the bars?
4 o'clock, 4 a.m.
Wow. 4 a.m.?
Wow.
Yeah.
Right there.
Normal.
It's a real bar, man. What are you
4
talking about?
a.m.?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It's old school.
It's like a college bar.
You used to have to go over the rainbow to get that in Calumet City. You have to go to Burnham, go to Joe Delgado's to get a 4 a.m. bar.
That is
But
true.
you go to unincorporated Cook County, you got plenty of 4 a.m. licenses out there too.
That's true.
Oh yeah. That's when the fun begins. About 4 years ago, I woke up in a bar at about 5:30 a.m.
Nothing good happens at 3:30 a.m. anywhere on the planet.
No, listen, most of the time you want to be in by midnight. Yeah, nothing good happens, but we're not looking for something good to happen. We're looking for something bad to happen.
That's correct.
So we stay out till about 1 a.m.
Yerk, the game plan. Like how many? Like give us the places in the NWI that you're gonna hit.
No.
No game plan.
No. That's secret. Those are my hot spots.
Is it more or less than 3?
Patty
More
Boyle,
or less than 3.
Oh no, there's about 7, 8 facilities.
Spots. You go to the fishing hole, you don't give up your spots.
That's right.
Exactly right.
Remember that.
They don't call him the Ryan Pace of the NWI. That's for goddamn sure.
Hey, where'd you shoot those ducks at? Don't worry about it. They got shot.
Tell us about that waking up in the bar at 5:30 story.
Well, it's just good times, good things were happening, and the next thing you know, you go to sit down and you fall asleep. Sun comes up and some, catches your eye, and all of a sudden you're up. You're like, where the hell am I? Oh, no. Gotta go. So you limp to the car and you limp home.
It's always a good segue, though. You're up until 4:30 in the morning. You go right to the Greasy Spoon. Go to the Purple Steer. Have some breakfast while you're up.
Had to go home and take a shower.
Golden Apple. That's the spot.
Golden Apple.
I've been to the Golden Apple.
Yeah.
Oh.
Out here, the good breakfast joint is Sophie's. Sophie's and Jelly. 2 nice spots. Omelet House is good.
The name of the place is Jelly?
Jelly, yeah. You can't find biscuits and gravy out here.
That's her name. That's not the place, Waddle.
The place's name is Jelly, you sick animals.
Her name's Jelly.
Somebody goes R.I.P. to Blue 82. What a place that was. My heavens. Good place. A lot of fun. A lot of fun at Blue 82.
So, Danny, break down the Oklahoma-Missouri game for us before we call it a night.
All right. I would bet on Missouri
give us
tonight.
something, Danny. You've been sitting there with a little chicken over your shoulder.
It's not a chicken. It's a Jayhawk. Show some respect. Baby Jay.
If Kansas loses tonight, how hurt will you be, or tomorrow, whenever they play?
Tomorrow, listen, they're not going to lose in the first round as a 3 seed.
What did they do?
Listen, what am I going to do? It's a basketball game. I'll be upset. I have a good shot of going far.
Haven't they lost 15 as a 2 before? Haven't they done that?
Yeah, a one loss to a 16 2 years ago. I mean, now every seed is lost to a higher seed at some point in the tournament. I've had better KU teams lose in the second round. They're not going to lose in the first round. There's no shot. I would actually, if you'd like some gambling advice, the Jayhawks are giving 7.5. I would pound the Jayhawks. I think they're going to cover easily. Okay. One of their best players is out because of COVID, but that's not going to make a difference.
Because Eastern Washington or whoever they aren't very good.
Yeah, listen, Kansas, you could argue the Big 12 or the Big 10 are the best conferences in all of basketball, either one. Kansas has been beating up on some of the best teams in the league and have been getting beat up by some of the best teams in the league. Eastern Carolina just doesn't know what's going to hit them.
They put it on Baylor a couple weeks ago, didn't they?
Correct, yeah. Here's what happened. Kansas was really good in January, had a horrible February, and got really good again in March. So, I think we're peaking at the right time. Anything can happen in this tournament because with COVID, it's been a weird year for teams.
That's never been said before. Anything could happen in this tournament.
Oh, sorry. Mr. Cliche is telling me not to be cliche.
Cliche, Mr. Cliche.
Sylvie, if I took a shot every time I listened to your show and you said something cliche, I would be drunk by Waddle's World every day.
I want that. I want to know. I want to know.
A Waddle and Sylvie drinking game. Every time on a Friday you tell me how much fun you're having, take a shot, wasted by 3. If
That's
every
not
time you
cliche.
told me how great Wilbon was going to be, I'd be drunk by 3:30.
But that's not a cliche.
Oh, great. Mike Tirico's joining us. So great. Take a shot, drunk by 2:35.
Do you understand what a cliche is, though? I mean, that's
you do cliches also. I'm just pointing out, like, you're the one to talk.
I want to know what cliche.
What'd you say?
Where's Pat? Where's Pat when you need to? When you need him?
Yeah, really.
What happened?
If they hit their threes, they're long and athletic. They could make some noise in this tournament. I'm just saying. Watch out.
Anything can happen.
Kansas is going to give 110%, God willing. Their backs against the wall in this tournament.
Loyola's up, what, 8 now?
Well, Waddle, you know what they say. It's a game of runs.
Yeah, I've got them.
Oregon State's up 17.
Holy moly.
Loyola almost banked in a 3-pointer. It looked so like
it was online.
League. Sister G must not be working the rosary enough.
Boy, she should pet that dog some more. Maybe it'll.
Oh, you stop it.
Did you not see that picture that went viral of her petting the dog? Like, let's be honest. If that was my grandma, I would be offended that they're making a mockery of some sweet old lady petting a dog.
And Danny, when Pat says working the rosary, that's not a metaphor. He's actually talking about the rosary.
Danny, I don't shoot. She's 101 years old. All of her friends are probably moved on into a better. Like, this is all she's got, man. Just let her. Who cares?
Yep.
I got nothing against Sister Jean. I have a problem with the fact that she's more famous and popular than the actual people that accomplish
Who cares?
something. I care.
Hey,
that's what we do. We care about meaningless things.
Bill Self's hairpiece is more famous than anything.
All right, Tom. You know, you of all people, America's sweetheart.
They just showed her. They just showed her.
I just saw.
Did they show her?
Yeah.
She's so happy.
Did they get her some concessions? Did she have popcorn? Maybe a soda? I mean, how did they get her there?
He's got to keep her mask.
There should be a documentary on how they got her into Indianapolis. It should have been live on Twitch. That's what they should have done. Sister Jean goes to Indy. Sponsored by Depends.
Come on, man.
Are you feel comfortable that something bad's not going to happen to you right now?
Listen, I'm not religious. If something bad happens to me for making fun of Sister Jean, I've done a lot worse, Waddle.
All right. I mean, something happened to Georgia Tech's big guy. I mean, I think you'd be easier prey.
Well, how was Cap on this thing? Did he make everybody nauseous?
Oh, my God.
He came out swearing.
Your boy.
Hood's boy, not mine.
Jonathan, your thoughts?
I have none. It's supposed to be a Feel Good Friday, and there's so much tension in here. My God, somebody's gonna bust a rubber. It's so much.
I thought we were all drinking. I mean, come on, guys.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I got the Crown Royal going. I've got a little ginger beer, and I'm watching the games. There's so much tension in here. My God, I feel like it's 7 a.m. all over again.
The highlight of the show today, by the way, was when Danny, I think it was when Danny said, you know, it's not going to be 10 o'clock fast if you keep interrupting.
Or the premature Seth Greenberg tease. That was good. that was really good.
The premature Seth Greenberg tease?
Yeah, John.
Lost track of the segment.
Was.
Oh, you're talking about on today's show, their show.
Cap and Jay Hood. Cap forgot what he was doing and forgot what time it was.
All right. Got him here. You there. Take that.
Take that.
So for our entire crew, thanks for joining us on Dance Cast.
One more shout out. Alta Construction, Prop Swap, Bet Rivers, First Midwest Bank, Connie's Pizza, Protect Chicago. Go get your shots. Go get your vaccines when you can. Mazda, drive them. Weed Man, get your lawn taken care of. It's spring. All that good stuff. Eat a Connie's Pizza tonight. They're delicious.
Yes. Connie's frozen. And thank you to all of our Twitchers, whether you watch the show when they're on the air on ESPN 1000 or you make a date where we do these special sidecasts. So much fun. We couldn't do it without you guys. Ball busting as always. Like what Danny said about me wasn't harsh. Literally 5 minutes in, and I was like looking at my neck earlier today. And I'm like, man, do I look veiny today? I look old and veiny. One dude on the Twitch, like in the first 5 minutes, says, Sylvie looks old as fuck. And I'm like, you know what? He's right. He's right. What are we going to do when we love you guys? So
can't make fun of your friends. Who can you make fun of, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you get my blanket?
Oh.
Yeah, Danny, go get that blanket.
Here's that blanket, Danny.
Oh,
I got a circus going on here.
Wow.
Avery's dying to be on the Zoom. Come on, say hi to everyone.
Avery.
Say hi to everyone before we go.
Say hi to you.
Say Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Last time we did one of these,
Say go East Washington.
Tell Mr. Tom go to hell.
Avery, look out the front.
I'm getting yelled at by my wife. Way to go, Tom.
Avery, look out the front window and see if Mr. Kaplan's in the driveway. He might be doing a wellness
We
check.
have a restraining order.
We have a restraining order.
We have a restraining order.
That's good. Teach him restraining order. Teach him. Yes. He needs to know that.
TV, you're on tomorrow, right? 9 a.m.?
10 a.m. I know it's your favorite show. Yeah, it's 10 a.m.
White Sox Weekly at 9. All right. Look,
White Sox Weekly at 9.
Off.
Never miss a podcast on the ESPN Chicago app, right?
Yes, it is.
They've got one of those, what do you call it? The overly, like the aggressive promo running on the station where you have the caller calling and go, yeah, it's good to have a show on the station that knows about hockey. It's a total rip job on all the other shows.
Puck down, blue line, black, don't like that disrespect.
Yeah, come on.
So passive aggressive. Yeah, PB, Brian, I just want to tell you guys, it's good to finally have a show that knows what hockey's about.
We'd like to talk that hockey. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, listen, the truth hurts.
Yeah.
I will be listening at noon tomorrow, PB. Thanks.
Not 9 a.m., 10 a.m. All right. I'll be listening to you guys 4 to 7 next week.
Thanks, PB.
All right, everybody.
See you guys.
See you
Rock
guys.
Chalk.
Have a great weekend.
Good luck,
Happy
Danny.
gambling.
Go, Sister
Thank
Jean.
you.